open 6 more Codex agents.
Codex is up.
I now want you to prompt each agent to do an in-depth review of the project and prepare to assist me. Let's go, chat.
One second. All 12 codexes got the review prompt. They're starting in.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. We are back. Welcome back, everyone. Current ARR is at, what even is it? I know, it's insane. What is it, 128,000, chat? Let's go. Let's go, chat. All right. Let me pull up the chat here. Get started for the day. Man, oh man. What a week it's been, guys. What a week it's been. My goodness. I'm blown away by just everything. I mean, I want to hold on here. I want to talk to you guys for a minute before we get into it today, because I want to kind of just give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. I'm going to pause the music. So current ARR, we're over 128,000, and it's absolutely unbelievable. People are loving BridgeSpace and the BridgeMind ecosystem. And, you know, it's incredible. You know, when I first started this journey, I came into it just thinking like, if I'm just consistent, I'll be able to succeed, is what I came into it with. Just that mindset. And you know, now, 6 months after going all in, here we are. And basically, like, the subscription revenue is over $10,000. I mean, we'll take a look at it right now. But I just want to talk to you guys a little bit. And I'm going to break down a couple different things. So I'm going to be testing GPT 5.5 more today. I'll put the chill music on in a second here. But I do want to kind of give you guys just a quick breakdown of everything. Miguel, what's up? Super Combo, what's up? Floyd, what's up? Thank you. Blackwell, what's up? Yeah, 128K. Jeff Knoll, thank you, man. I appreciate it. So I've got GPT 5.5 running, and I do want to talk to you guys a little bit. I don't have a good enough feel for the model. My initial feel is that it's not a huge leap. Some of the existing issues that I feel were there with GPT models previously are still there. We're going to be using it today more to build out that BridgeSpace app that we were working on yesterday. But yesterday, I didn't have enough time to really work on it. But let's pull this up. I want to show you guys the Stripe dashboard here so that everybody's on the same page. So here's where we're currently at. So in the last 4 weeks, BridgeMind's made $18,000 in Stripe subscriptions, okay? And here's the Stripe dashboard just so everybody can look at it. So $18,000 in Stripe subscriptions in the last 4 weeks, and $10,754 in MRR. So it's a little bit higher than the title. But somebody asked, why is there no 5.5 in Cursor? It's because it's not available in the API yet. And then we have 385 subscribers. So you guys can see that this past week, it's kind of gone up a lot, right? Just, what was that? I guess it was 3 days ago, we're at 7,449 MRR. Now we're, the MRR has gone up over 3,000 since then. So, I just want to say this. This is going to be a little bit more of a focused stream. We're going to be pinpointing very particular things. I think that sometimes during the streams I can be doing a bunch of things at once, which is what we're going to be doing today. But I want to focus in on key bugs, because at this point there's a lot of new subscribers to BridgeMind, and it's very worth it for us to now just say, hey, let's use GPT 5.5 and let's see if GPT 5.5 can debug some of these bug reports that we're getting. Okay, we're going to be using it in UI. We're going to be using it to actually build out the BridgeSpace app, which is going to be launching. We're going to try and get it on the App Store next week. I don't know if it'll get accepted on the App Store next week, but we'll get it on the App Store next week for review. But just everything that's going on, I just want to say this, just so everybody's on the same page. Okay, this has never been about the money. This money, like getting money, does not change my circumstances. But I will say this: the main mission during this journey is to just prove what's possible. That if you show up, if you're in the arena and you make progress every day and you give it everything that you have, that you can be successful. And I just want everybody to remember that. And if you guys go watch the video on my channel, it's like called My Vision. It's like, hey, people, when I first started this journey, I started it because I wanted to show people, I wanted to prove what's possible. And I wanted to prove what's possible with AI and vibe coding. And, here we are 9 months later after I did my first stream, and it's just incredible, right? And I want everybody to not lose sight of that, because I think that that's really the overarching thing that I think is pretty cool, is just that, hey, I started from nothing and then we built it into what it is today. And I'm just so thankful for all of you guys that are in the BridgeMind community. Thank you to all of you that are choosing to use BridgeMind products in the BridgeMind ecosystem. If you have any bug reports, please let me know in the Discord. We're gonna be really locking in and pinpointing some of these things today. I'm gonna break some of these things down with you guys, and we're gonna get started. So let me move the desk down a little bit here, and let's just kind of sit down for a bit and kind of lock in. Let me get the chill music on though. Let me get the chill music on, and then we'll get started for the day. Hold on here. Okay, let's get this on. Okay. So let's just vibe out and let's grind today, guys. That's what I want to do, because at the end of the day, that's what I love. I love vibe coding. I know you guys do too, and that's still what it'll always be about. Is that, hey, I'm not passionate about content creation. I'm passionate about building things. I'm passionate about vibe coding, and I'm passionate about this community. So that's how it'll always stay. Okay, so let's check this out. I'm gonna break a couple things down with you guys. First thing that we're gonna do, let me pull up the Twitch chat and the YouTube chat side by side. Shout out to everybody that's supporting over on Twitch. Shout out to Christifa, shout out to Kerr. He said drop a 128 bomb, yeah. Okay, but let me pull this up. Let me pull up the YouTube chat, and let's get into it for today. I've got some coffee here, and let's start tackling some of this stuff. Okay, what do I think about GPT 5.5 code quality? So I really, where I'm at is, I can't, there was one thing today, it was actually this, I was working this morning, so there was an issue. This one was reported by, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to somebody in the Discord real quick that reported this bug. Hold on here. So I'm gonna be working today in the bug channels. So if we go to the bug channels, we go over to BridgeSpace support, there's a lot of bugs, okay, that people are experiencing. For example, here's one random one. Bought BridgeSpace Pro, loved it so far. When I get slightly large requests to bridge, I get this error, couldn't hear that clearly. An unexpected error occurred, please try that again. So there's stuff like this, right? And at the point that we're at now, it's very, very smart for us to be able to hone in on some of these bugs, and we're going to be using GPT 5.5 to see if we can actually figure out what these bugs are. And what I will say, I do think that GPT 5.5 is very good at bug hunting and resolving bugs. So I think we'll see here what we can do. I am going to SSH real quick into my Windows computer using the Windows app, and we're going to be debugging these bugs just on Windows and Mac. So give me 1 second. I'm going to get into my Windows app here. All right, let me configure this. Okay, so this is going to be pretty cool. So if you guys didn't know that you can do this, so I have a Windows machine downstairs, right, in my office downstairs, and you can literally, using the Windows app, you can establish a connection. So I just got into my Windows machine. I'll show this to you guys now. Okay, so check this out, guys. So this is literally you guys see this? Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is my Windows machine downstairs. You guys can see it here. And then I can literally just go like back one. I actually have to close one thing real quick. Okay, so here's my Windows machine. And then here is my Mac, okay? And I can literally just switch back on this machine. So this is the first time I've done this on stream. But there's certain bugs where, hey, because we're using Tari, so we have a Tari application for BridgeSpace and BridgeVoice, and there's certain, like across the different OSs, there's different bugs on each OS, particularly like Windows 11. We've got a decent amount of bugs on Windows 11, so we want to solve those. And we want to get to the bottom of all these bugs. And we're going to be using GPT 5.5 during this stream to see, okay, like how good is this at debugging and can it solve like a lot of these bugs? So what I want to do now is I do want to close. Actually, let's do a handoff prompt here. So I'm going to generate a handoff prompt here because this one did find a bug that we want to tackle real quick. What AI did I use for my website's front end? I used Claude Opus 4.6 with the front end design plugin. Yeah, and with website design, I feel like one thing that's like the best recommendation I can give you, real hope, is that if you just kind of like play around with it until you get something that you like, then based off of what you like, you create a design MD file, and then you put in your Claude MD or your agent's MD, a reference to that design MD, and then you work on that, right? So that's the biggest advice that I could give you. But I will say I did have a couple bugs that GPT 5.5 was able to do a pretty good job on earlier. Let me close out of this workspace real quick, simplify this. I'm going to open up this. So one thing I want to show you guys is let's pull up BridgeSpace here. And the first thing that we want to work on, shout out to Mute the App because he actually provided me a couple of recommendations. So you guys see the UI here of this page for BridgeSpace. I hate this UI. I actually don't think that this UI is very good. Do you guys see this animation? This animation, like this isn't very professional. So what I want to do here is I actually want to use GPT 5.5 to see, hey, can we actually update this so it's better? I'm going to go to localhost and we're going to go over here and let's run this. So this is what I changed it to. Hold on. This is what it looks like right now. So this is where it's at right now. Ship with a team of agents. Okay, this is what it looks like currently. And I'm not really a big fan of this, to be honest with you guys. So it says BridgeSpace V3 now live. And then it shows, you know, the product hunt badge and whatnot. I'm not a really huge fan of this, though. So let's see what GPT 5.5 can do. So I'm going to drop in this URL. And I'm going to say, I want you to launch 2 subagents to do a review of the UI here. And help me improve it so that it says... hold on. I don't... Hold on. That's... Okay, so there's this... So, like, there's a couple screenshots. You guys see this? There's, like, a couple screenshots. This is bad. This is also bad. This is bad. I mean, this whole page is bad, at least in my opinion. This is not great. You guys see how there's just, like, a blank here? So there's stuff like this where it's like, okay, do you guys see this? Let's use the design tool, and this is a perfect use of the design tool. And I'll just go to Codex, and I'll say, I want you to... hold on, I don't have BridgeVoice open. Let's open up BridgeVoice real quick. All right, open up BridgeVoice. Okay. Okay, BridgeVoice now opened. I want you to identify what this component is and note that it doesn't look very good when it's wrapping because it doesn't respond well on different screen sizes. Review it and improve the responsiveness of the design so that on smaller screen sizes it wraps properly and responds with best practices instead of right now it just doesn't look proportional when it's wrapping. I mean, I don't know if it'll be able to get this. So I can drop this, okay? Okay. And we'll let that do its thing. Okay. This is a great website to get started. www.getdesign.md. Yeah, shout out to the Gatto. Thank you. Yeah, the cards everywhere. I'm not a big fan of that either. The cards. Yeah. Like stuff like this for UI design on front end, I just don't like. Like in general, like if you guys look at this, you guys see these right here? This isn't that great. Like I like this approach here where it had the images, But at the same time, like, why these images? You know what I mean? Like, this is the release notes and then the welcome screen. Like, why is that? And then this here as well. I'm not a big fan of this. But the question is like, hey, is GPT 5.5 actually better at UI design? I don't know. I don't know yet. I can't really give a good representation of it. I wasn't noticing a whole lot yesterday. Let's drop this in here. I want you to review this page. Don't use the Chrome dev tools or anything like that. Just review the code associated with it and make it more compact, visible within 100 VH. Reduce the complexity and improve the brandability of it so people understand what BridgeSpace is as soon as they see it. Yeah, I mean, I just definitely can improve, like, make it more compact. What do I think about Gemini 3? I don't think that Gemini 3 is that great, chat. Like, I don't even think that the Gemini CLI really even works now. Like, you use it, you submit a prompt to it, and it just, like, stalls out, right? Like, that's not good. I hope you break 1M this year. I actually do think that we will break 1 million this year. I will say this, guys. Just with everything that's going on, you know, we just broke 100,000. I literally day 167, we were at 91,000 in ARR, right? And now we're at 128,000 in ARR. And it is, I was just kind of like thinking about it and reflecting, and this is all I can say to you guys, is like, I think you get to a point with certain things where if you work so hard at something, when you get the result, it kind of like makes sense. And that's kind of where I'm at, to be honest with you. I've worked so hard to build BridgeMind to what it is today. Like, literally, like, on Monday this week, I worked 17 hours, Tuesday, 16 hours, Wednesday, 16 hours, yesterday, like 12 hours. And yesterday, I was like cooked yesterday. Like, I was like totally, I had I was just exhausted yesterday with the launch and everything. But I got a good night of sleep last night, and I'm ready to, go pretty hard today. But, I think that you just have to work so hard that it makes sense. If that, if you get what I'm saying, like, I remember talking to a friend of mine in college, and he was like, if I could just get to 10,000 MRR or 10,000 a month. And I'm like, dude, that's harder than you think. Like, when people see the success of BridgeMind, right? Like, you look at the title and you see 128,000. This took a lot longer, like, to get to this point than you guys may realize. Like, you guys see the streams, you guys see, you guys have been able to see like a lot of ups and downs, right? Yeah, AGI said here since September. Thank you, man, for your support. I appreciate that. Summerflow said, I've been looking at these streams on and off since around day 20. Congratulations on your progress so far. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, what's the net profit? Well, I will tell you guys this. I put $30,000 into BridgeMind. I made pretty much just like I invested in myself, right? I went and I invested in myself, and it's paid off because, hey, even the last 4 weeks, what was it? It was 18,000, right? So let's take a look at some of these bugs, guys, because this is what we're going to be honing in on. We're going to be using GPT 5.5 during this stream to try and solve some of these bugs. Okay, so somebody said that CCAN said I'm actually unable to create API keys in my auth. Okay, so this should be fixed. Okay, wait, this was this morning. So this one here, so shout out to CCAN. This should be fixed. Please test now. So I'm going to drop this in. Shout out to Mute the App. He says, can't set up hotkeys for Bridge to push to talk. Okay, got it. And I think that he means Windows. I think he means Windows here. What is the best cost token to get experience before spend on the good stuff? I would say, like, I mean, it just depends on your budget, right? Like, 'cause people have different budgets. So it definitely does depend on what your budget is. iCars, welcome to Bridge Gold. Thank you, man. It definitely does depend on what your budget is, right? Like, how much is your budget? How much is your budget? I think that's a good place to start, right? Like, is your budget $20 a month? Because at this point, I do think that you're going to get most usage out of that, honestly, like the Codex plan or the ChatGPT plan. You're going to get a ton of usage out of that, to be honest. So I would just use Codex. Okay, I need to update. Hold on. It looks like we have, hold on. Let me update. I'm on the latest version. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Hold on. Let me sign out here. Hold up. Okay, let me sign out and then sign back in. Okay, so welcome to BridgeSpace. This is what we see when you initially log into BridgeSpace. This is what you see. Opus 4.7 did actually create a really nice UI for this. Okay, I'm in a browser. Let me sign in real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay, sign in successfully. Okay, we're in. Okay, so here's BridgeSpace. Let's just test a couple things out. So this is on Windows. So we're testing on Windows, and we're testing on... Okay, perfect. Okay, so check this out, for example. So... Okay, Mute the App said this is not setting properly, so let's try to set it. Yeah, this doesn't set properly on Windows. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to screenshot this, right? So I'm going to screenshot this here, and I'm going to highlight this right here. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go over to... I'm going to go over to BridgeSpace here, where we've got a bunch of GPT 5.5 terminals, okay? And I'm going to drop one in, and I'm just going to say... I need you to review this functionality and note that on Windows, I cannot set a push-to-talk key for Bridge. Would you do an in-depth review and pinpoint why this is not properly functioning on Windows and implement a fix? Okay, so that's my prompt there. Cliff Bites, what's up, man? How's it going? When did the ARR jump so high? Well, since the last stream, it did go up like about 30. Since the last since day 167, the ARR has gone up. It was at 91,000, right? So that means it went up 37,000 in one stream. And that stream was on Wednesday. So from Wednesday to Friday, the ARR went up 37,000. So obviously we're doing something right. And you know, that's the big thing that I just am like trying to like show you guys is that, hey, like to be able to prove what's possible with AI and so that everybody knows, like, hey, the people that say that you can't do this with vibe coding, that's just not true. Brawl Star Labs said, how did DeepSeek place last in your benchmark? Yeah, so if you guys didn't know this, so DeepSeek did release yesterday, and I have to say, I'm actually this is pretty shocking, to be honest with you guys. So this released like last night, okay, if you're in America, I'm on Eastern time zone, okay? So this released last night at like 12 for me, okay, right? Like 12 a.m. So like, what is that, 10 hours ago? So this released 10 hours ago, and let's just let's go to X real quick. And I'm going to show this to you guys. So this model is like really bad. This model is really bad. It placed last in BridgeBench, literally absolute dead last. And even if you look at like Ella Marina, look at this. So on Ella Marina, this is how it's placing on Ella Marina. It couldn't even crack top 10. And if you guys remember, DeepSeek used to be like the big thing. Like, remember, like, I think when DeepSeek first got announced, like the NASDAQ crashed like 8% because everybody was like, China is now, you know, competing and DeepSeek is better than, you know, OpenAI or whatever. But I think like there's just a lot that's missing from these like Chinese models. I think that they're distilling. And like you can see it here where it's like, whoa. If we actually go to DeepSeek, something else that I did notice is that, like, let's go over here. Let's go to DeepSeek. And if you go to their X post, right, they didn't even release benchmarks. Yeah, they didn't even release benchmarks. So DeepSeek v4, this is their Twitter, right? They've got almost 1 million followers on Twitter. So I'm pretty sure that DeepSeek is bigger than... like if we go to, what is it, Zipu, right? Hold on, just look at GLN. What's their X? To look up GLN, it's all Bridgemine, that's funny. Okay, what is their X? Is it, let's just look at Minimax. Like, let's look at Minimax, for example. Like, DeepSeek has a way larger following. Most of the people using DeepSeek was not for coding. Okay, Peter said apparently it's a preview model, not the full release version. Okay. Gatto said you should add GPT 5.5 to BridgeBench, but highlight that it's pending API access from OpenAI or something like that. Probably. That's actually a good idea. So let's ask GPT here. I want to add GPT 5.5 to BridgeBench, but it currently is not available via API. It is available in Codex. Would there be a way to run this benchmark via Codex without there being issues because of the harness or it being improved because of the harness, review and figure out the best way that we could approach this. Okay, wait, DJ Vision said yes, they did. Scroll down. Okay, hold up 1 second. So I'm gonna add BridgeBench here. We'll see. Okay, so DJ Vision said that they did release it, but like I'm showing this to you guys because you guys should know that, yeah, like DeepSeek is actually, if you compare it to Minimax, they're way bigger than Minimax. The reason that they're bigger is because they went like insanely viral last year and crashed the NASDAQ like 5%. Okay, Super Combo said Codex headless. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that yesterday, but okay, so apparently they did. Okay, so here are the benchmarks. Okay, thank you, DJ Vision. Okay, so here it is. So is there SweBench? Okay, so SweBench verified. So 80.6 on SweBench verified, 67.9 on Terminal Bench. When is GPT 5.5 coming to Codex for business sub? Not sure. Yeah. So here's the full results. What about SweBench Pro? 55.4. Yeah, this is just like not even. This is not a. It's a non-event. It's a nothing burger on this release. 55.5. I tested it. It was not reliable, not good. Not a good model. And I just feel like I experienced that with a lot of these Chinese models, to be honest with you guys. Okay, let's see if this Codex instance was able to better. Okay, so you guys see what this Codex instance did? So look at this. This one was the one that was working on the wrapping there. So this is what GPT 5.5 did. So prior to the update, it was like wrapping and then there was an empty space. But after what Codex did here with GPT 5.5, basically just took this and it wrapped it. So that actually, I like that approach there. I like that approach. That's a pretty good approach. Okay. Yeah, do you guys want me to try it? I can try it in OpenCode if you guys want me to try it. Here, let's try it in OpenCode. Let's do this. So let's go to hold on. Let's just go here. I'm gonna open this without AI. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create a new directory. Qwen 3.6 DGX Spark Wen. So I will just say this. I have been like insanely, I'm experiencing like sensory overload is what I'm experiencing, to be completely honest with you guys. There's so much going on. I've been working like just nonstop every single day, and I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not burned out. It's more just like, it's just everything is coming at me at once, which is a good thing, right? But I'm gonna have to make time to test. I literally have 2 DGX Sparks now, and I haven't had any time to actually hook them up. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm probably not gonna stream tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna release like an official video on my rundown of GPT 5.5 is my plan. But let's make a new directory just called DeepSeek, and then let's CD into this directory, and let's test this out. So CD DeepSeek, and then let's just launch OpenCode here. And we should have access. Let's see here. OpenCode instance. Yeah, Super Combo said I'm just messing with you. UI is garbage with DeepSeek. Yeah, I mean that's what I thought it was, but let's check it anyway. So can I test this DeepSeek? It should be an open router. I think I've got to update. It, right? Hold on. All right, let's launch Codex here, and then I'll just do this. I'll go to open router. Okay, so we're gonna test this new DeepSeek v4. It looks really bad. I'll just say that it doesn't look good, but we'll test it and see what it does. Okay, yes, continue. I need you to update my OpenCode settings and add this model to my OpenRouter configuration so that I can select this model in the model selector for OpenRouter. Okay, so we're gonna drop this in. GPT 5.5 should be able to hook that up for us. Okay, let's close this terminal. So this one was able to do its job well. Let's go here. So this one here, one really nice feature. Shout out to Super Combo Gamer for this, because he actually was the one that made this feature request. This is really cool, and I like this now in BridgeSpace. So if you guys check this out, do you guys see how this says full screen? So if you're working in a workspace now, let's say that you have a bunch of terminals open, right? Let's say that I want to expand one of these. I just click it here, and I have it like where I don't have to create a new workspace. I just click that, and it's fully opened. It looks like one thing that we can improve about this, though, is the responsiveness, where, for example, do you guys see how it's not taking up the full width? So that's even one thing there where, let's see if we can describe that. So I'm trying to say, do you guys see this white space? So after I click expand, it's not, the terminal isn't responding to the change. So let's kind of just highlight this and see if we actually can fix this. So I'm just kind of highlighting this area here. Let's make that prompt real quick with another GPT 5.5 instance. So I'll go here, and then I'll do BridgeSpace. And then what I do is I just describe exactly what I'm experiencing so I use Bridge Voice. So this is why a voice to text tool is so useful. I want you to review the image. This is a screenshot of the image after I click go full screen. Note that when I go full screen with the terminal, it's not properly responding to the new sizing of the terminal. As you can see, there's a ton of white space because the terminal didn't respond to it being expanded and the size of the terminal being changed when I clicked full screen. Would you review this and pinpoint why this is happening and help me make it so that when I do enable full screen, that the terminal properly responds to the new width and sizing of the terminal? Okay, Sir Jeff said, save your energy for Grok. China is a nonstop hype campaign begging for attention. Yeah, I'm not super into the Chinese model. I never have been. I probably never will be. Okay, here is what GPT 5.5 did, by the way, guys. So it did set this. I wonder if we can make it so that... Okay, can Codex use... Okay, let's ask Codex. Do you have image gen capabilities? So Ivan Chang said he was at 90K yesterday. How did he make 30K in one day? Yeah, so I'm going to show you guys the Stripe dashboard. So if you guys have been out of the loop a little bit, just a ton has been happening. So we launched BridgeSpace 3, which is the product that you guys are looking at right now. So this is how I vibe code. And pretty much what I've done is I've created an entire vibe coding ecosystem. Okay, I've been vibe coding for over 3 years now, and I've built a vibe coding platform. And it's actually a really good vibe coding platform. So I'll show you guys the Stripe dashboards that everybody's like in the loop. I do this every stream, like multiple times per stream, because there's a lot of people out there that are, whether they're streaming or whether they're making YouTube videos, and they'll be like, I'm making this much money, but a lot of them are just like completely like BSing it. So that's not me. Let me pull up the Stripe dashboard. So what you guys see in the title, so here's the Stripe dashboard. I'll just refresh this. So we're at 10,754 in MRR. So you guys can see this here. And this is what's happened over the past couple days. You guys can see that we've basically just seen an absolute, I mean, literally 3 days ago, we had 259 subscribers, paying subscribers, and now we have 385. So it's gone up by 124, or yeah, what is that? 126 in 3 days, 126 paying subscribers, and there's no trial, right? So as soon as they subscribe, people are paying because there's like credits involved and whatnot. So I don't do free trials, and people pay for this, right? Like, so shout out to everybody that's, using BridgeMind products, because yeah, we're going to make this one of the best vibe coding platforms on the market. And I think that BridgeSpace is already there. It's already like very competitive with a lot of other tools on the market. We want very low hallucination rate. Yes, that's very true. Yeah, we crossed 100K MRR. It's pretty awesome. Christiva over on Twitch said, I'm seeing on X that GPT 5.5 low is performing better in higher reasoning or overthinking. Have you looked into it at all? I have not. No, I have not. Okay, so what did this one do? So this one, I asked it to solve that. It said that it fixed it. The issue was that the terminal full screen moves the same pane into a position fixed overlay, but simple terminal was relying on resize observer to notice the xterm container size change in this path. So that looked like it worked. So let's go over, let's get this started up on locally so that we can test this before. Okay, so what is it? Hold on. That's not it. Okay, here it is. So let's run this real quick. npm run tari dev local. How you did colored bookmarks in Chrome? Colored bookmarks, I'm not sure. Did I benchmark GPT 5.5? I have not benchmarked it yet. We're gonna see if we can run it like headless, because one weird thing that OpenAI did is they literally launched GPT 5.5 and they didn't make it available in the API. They're doing that whole thing where it's too dangerous to release, which I don't know why they do that. It doesn't really make any sense to me. But they also only released it, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but they only released it with the 252,000 context, or what is it, 256 or something like that, that's another weird thing as well, of like, hey, why are you releasing models with 256 context? That's like not good. Okay, let's launch some agents here. Hello there. I want you to do an in-depth review and just respond to me with a paragraph of what this project is all about. Opinion on GLM 5.1 and Kimi K2.6. So I personally am not a Chinese model fan, and the biggest thing that it comes down to for me is reliability. I find that whenever I'm using some of these Chinese models, they're just not very reliable. They're prone to hallucination. Their tooling breaks. They don't have the compute that the American companies have. So what happens is, like, you have models like Claude Code, or you have Claude Opus 4.7, or you have GPT 5.5, and they're very reliable. And then you have other models like the Kimi models, the GLM model, and they're just not very reliable. Okay, so do you guys see this? So that bug was now fixed. That was just a small UI bug. So that one, GPT 5.5 was able to one-shot that. So that's now done. So literally now that it's done, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, okay, I should have DeepSeek v4, by the way. Let me just set this up, OpenCode, and let's see if we're able to get that now. DeepSeek, okay, model. DeepSeek. Okay, I do have it. Okay, I do have it, chat. I do have it. I'm gonna use it in OpenCode here. Hello there. Let's just see if it responds. Do I use OpenAI? Okay, it says no. Okay, I think I have to set my another OpenRouter key here. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna set a key so we can test DeepSeek v4 Pro. We'll just test it on like some, I don't know, some like single HTML files or something like that. Okay, I did just get my API key, so I'm gonna drop it in here. Okay. Okay, I just pasted it in. Wait, where'd it go? Wait, where'd my API key go? I don't know where it went. Oh well. Try this again. Okay, there we go. Okay, open router. Okay. Hello. Why is this still? It still says no. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna come back to this. Okay, so this one's fixed. Let's pull up Discord and let's get some more. So this one is working on this. Oh yeah. Okay, so mute the app. I think I fixed this one. Okay, so mute the app said what I want you to add a toggle for all shortcuts in BridgeSpace so users can enable and disable them, and maybe the custom hotkey would be great. Why? Some people do have custom hotkey combinations for their other tasks and other apps or in a system. So when BridgeSpace hotkeys overlap with custom hotkey, it's frustrating. And also some people don't like to use shortcuts as well. I had this overlapping issue with BridgeSpace. Okay, what do you guys see what mute the app is asking for here? All right, let's go over to BridgeMind feedback. Okay, a few requests after day 2. Newly spawned agents work in parallel branches by default or via a setting. Prevents merge conflicts. Option to add additional Anthropic keys, interchangeable accounts, and optimize token use. Persisting workspace sessions even if the app closes. Okay, this one I want to do. This is an important one, guys. See this one here? So I want to focus in on this one. So what this user is asking for, and I totally agree with him, he says persisting workspace sessions even if the app is closed out. So the issue right now is that if I closed BridgeSpace right now, it would totally, it wouldn't be able to open this back up. Also, WDM, what's up, man? How's it going? Good to see you. WDan has been here since like 1,000 subs. It's crazy. Okay. I need you to review this feature request for BridgeSpace and figure out what the best approach for this would be. I'm not sure what the best approach is. Would you launch 3 deep dive agents and come up with different recommendations? Okay, you guys see this? So what Codex up here in the top left says is it says that it has image gen capabilities. I was curious about this. So I asked Codex, I said, do you have image gen capabilities? And it says, yes, I can generate new images and edit existing images using the image generation tool. I can also create assets for the repo like product mockups, hero backgrounds, icons, illustrations, textures, or transparent design. So here I want to test this, okay? Okay, great work. I want you to create an image that is a marketing infographic for BridgeSpace, and in the hero of the product's BridgeSpace page, I then want you to remove the existing screenshot and replace it with the image that you generate. So let's try this, okay? Let's try this here. I don't know if this will actually be able to do it. So this is what I'm talking about here. I'm gonna see, could we generate an image and then put that image, right? You guys see what I'm saying? Like, could Codex actually be able to generate an image based off of what I ask it and then submit that image there? Is that possible? I don't know. WDan said, I have burnt so many GPT 5.5 tokens working so well with layered skills, command intuitively. Yeah, you can't put it in BridgeBench yet because it's not in the API, which is very surprising. Super Combo said, can we try a prompt for the UI? Yeah. Hold on, let me go back here. I was setting my API key, so I just want to see. It already says that it is set correctly. Okay, why is this? Why does my OpenCode keep saying this then? Figure out what's causing this and fix it. Okay, hold on here. So it says my key's set correctly. I just need to fix one thing. Okay. So, okay, look at this. So this is the image gen skill. Do you guys see this? So right now, GPT 5.5 in Codex is actually creating an image, and this is a good test, I think. And I will have an official video coming out tomorrow on GPT 5.5. I will just say this, guys, just so everybody knows, there's a lot of influencers out there, right? And I'm sure a lot of influencers are like putting out videos and stuff right now where it's like, GPT 5.5 is the best model I've ever used, but they literally put it out like an hour after the model comes out, you know what I mean? And they like kind of do it for hype. So I'm gonna wait to create my GPT 5.5 video because, to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't used it enough, I feel like, to be able to give like an accurate view of what this model is capable of. So that's what we're using today for, is that we're gonna work on a lot of different things using GPT 5.5, and we'll be able to get like kind of a little bit more of a good like representation of is this model good or not. Let's go back over to the Discord though and see. I do have a bug over here. Let me see if I can get this bug report here. Okay. So I do have a bug report from PolyN. So shout out to PolyN. So this is one thing that he's reporting. So he's saying that the subscription system is being really weird. I tried to upgrade to Pro the other day, and I thought it would open Stripe, but it automatically did, and it gave me this on the Stripe billing page that this will be my next payment. I was feeling uncomfortable it not being charged instantly, so today I downgraded to basic, and now it still tells me I will be charged, but now I'm at the basic plan too. Okay, so let me make sure there's nothing sensitive in this bug report, just that, you know. Okay, so let's see what he's saying, because this is actually a very complex bug. I think I looked at this a little bit earlier, so shout out to PolyN. We're going to see if GPT 5.5 is able to get to the bottom of this for us. WDN also said, my favorite Codex app skill I've been using allows the active agent to go access historical chats and bring back context, cross-chat reference, let you manage context in a different way. That's pretty sick. Yeah, WDN, are you using that app more? Okay, so what he's saying is he has a pro subscription that cancels on May 18th. You guys see this? So his pro subscription cancels on May 18th. He canceled it. Let's just, and then this one. Wait, what is he trying to say? So does he have 2 active subscriptions basically is what he's trying to say? Hold on, let's just paste, let's give this to Codex and see if Codex can figure out what's going on here. What? Oh my gosh, chat. Okay, that's actually crazy. Do you guys see this? Okay, so this one up here, I told it that basically I wanted it to create an image that's an accurate representation of what BridgeSpace is. And guys, look at what it did here. It literally created this image. Okay, I don't like the look of that. I don't like this at all. I don't like this text, but it created this image. Okay, great work on this. I now want you to reformat the text and content of that BridgeSpace hero. It should have less text so that it's easily understandable and branded. Right now, there's just way too much text in that hero, and I don't like the way that the hero is formatted. Okay, so this is, I think, the biggest issue that you're dealing with Codex is that yes, image gen is absolutely off the charts capable. Like, image gen 2 is insane. Okay, so I want to show this to you guys. I saw this. Shout out to Super Combo Gamer for this one too, because he was actually the person that kind of showed me this. He was like, dude, look at this. So I want to show you guys this too. Look at this. So if you guys go to overview on Ella Marina, look at how far ahead OpenAI is now on image gen. Look at this. So this is the Ella Marina leaderboard, and image edit here. You guys can see that Gemini 3 Pro, which is what is this? This is Nano Banana 2, correct? I'm pretty sure it's Nano Banana 2. Let's just confirm. Okay, okay, it's Nano Banana. Is this Nano Banana 2? I don't know, it's something Nano Banana, but it's the Google image model, right? And look how far ahead GPT Image 2 is ahead of Nano Banana. I mean, that's insane. The UI layout Codex does is whack, not gonna lie. Yeah, 100%. So this is the issue that we have. I mean, look at this. Codex cannot design, it still can't. It can't design. It literally just can't. They said that they would fix this. That's the most frustrating part. Saj said, congrats on surpassing 100K ARR. First day I see this. Wish you the best. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But look at how bad this is. Like, do you guys think that this is good? I mean, look at how bad it is at UI design. No, because here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. So Tobu said you need to learn UI design wording to better prompt it. But here's the thing. It's you're wanting to get into a place where I can tell something a broad base of what I want, and it's able to build it. Okay, like that's what I think vibe coding is all about, and that's what the way that the future is heading, is that the models that are able to abstract like from what the user is asking. Like if I wanted to modernize it and improve the UI, the model should know what that looks like. And I'll even show this to you guys, okay? So let's test this, right? So why do I use high, not extra high? Extra high thinks way too long and hard. It's not good. Extra high, I actually don't like extra high. Hold on, I do want to clear up some of these terminals that we're not using just so that we cleaned up a little bit. Hold up here. Okay, let's clean this up. All right, just so we have a little bit less to manage. Okay, let's do this. Let's open up another workspace, but this time let's do Opus 4.7 agents, and I will show you guys this right now. So watch this, okay? So I'm gonna screenshot this, and I'm gonna paste it in here. I'm gonna give it this, I'm gonna give it this. I need you to do an in-depth review of the hero section of this page. Don't use browser tools or Chrome dev tools to go to the website. I just want you to look at the code associated with it and note that the styling of this hero is terrible and it's not on theme or on brand. Would you review it and then come up with a better styling that is more consistent with what BridgeSpace actually is and make it the perfect landing page and hero section for this page? So just very broad, right? And I think that this is what we're trying to do. Yeah, image gen 2 is very good. The image that it created here was actually very impressive. But we'll let this work, okay? This is in, what effort level is this? Effort, let's do effort. So it's in high, so it's kind of the normal mode, let's say. Peter said, Matt, listen, give it an example of what you want. Trust me, it's miles better than, what you think it's better than Opus 4.7. But the thing is like, I'm just saying that the like any AI, if you give it an example of what you want, it's like the AI is at the point now, if you give it a screenshot of something, it's going to be able to reproduce the UI just like that, like no problem, right? With a reference, it'll be able to recreate it. But the question that I have is, I'm not trying to recreate something, I'm trying to make it so that the model itself creates it, right? Like no reference, what does the model produce, just based off of what I tell it to make it better, it should make it better. And it should be better, like it should be able to understand what better means, is the test that I do. Because hey, when I'm vibe coding in like a workflow, right, I'm just like, hey, make this better, make it more responsive, right? And it should know what, it should be intuitively able to pick up on what I'm talking about. It's just context, it doesn't have to replicate it. We'll drop in a link, and we'll do that. But we'll do this. So this is Opus 4.7 workspace. This is a GPT 5.5 workspace, okay? And we'll kind of just, okay, here's GPT 5.5. Okay, this one here, this is the one that was working on, if I close BridgeSpace, it'll be able to, hold on here. Okay, wait, was this one? Okay, it was this one right here. Okay, so this is the one that it was talking about. That, okay, there's the push-to-talk functionality getting dropped in. We'll see this get updated here in a second with the Opus 4.7 update. Okay, it's this here, this one here. Okay, let's move this one to its own workspace. Okay, you guys see how it's not responding properly? That's an issue, but we'll deal with that later on. Okay. Recommended design is that it's going to autosave continuously. I want you to have 2 more subagents review this and give their feedback. Okay, tell it to use it as an inspiration. I mean, what website design, right? Like, what website design is even good? Is what I would say. Like, let's see what Opus 4.7 is able to do. Let's just see what Opus 4.7 is able to do. Any AI model can replicate UI design with inspiration very well. What I'm more interested in is not how it can replicate another design, but how well is it able to take the existing BridgeMind theme, the existing BridgeMind styling, and be able to create a hero component based off of what already exists in the project. Like, that is the reference. Not, like, if I go to BridgeMind.ai, right? If I go to BridgeMind.ai, the styling, it should be able to reference the theme, the marketing copy, all of these different things. It should be able to intuitively pick up on that, right? Also, speaking of which, let's see if DeepSeek is set up. Let's see if we did get that set up. It says that it's fixed. Let's see if we can get DeepSeek going. Okay, so I'm going to do models, DeepSeek 4. All right, hello. Okay, it looks like this is working finally. Okay. It looks like we do have DeepSeek. Wait, now it's saying provider returned error. Oh my gosh. Hello there. Okay, there we go. All right. All right. So the rate limiting is an issue. Are you using Cursor now, or are you in max plans for both Codex and Claude? So I have pretty much max subscriptions to everything. I have 2 max subscriptions to Claude. I may be able to not use one of those max subscriptions for Claude now that GPT is better. But the thing is that I'm honestly not seeing the improvements with GPT yet, like in things like UI design. They literally said that, okay, so this is what Opus did, okay? And Opus did not do a good job either. Oh, this is also a bad job. This design here. So this was the design that Opus just made. This was not good. This was not good. This is actually bad. I don't like this. Hold on. Okay, let's give DeepSeek v4 a quick prompt. I want you to create a single HTML file that is a fully functional first-person shooter game. Okay, so DeepSeek v4, we're going to give it that prompt. We'll come back to it. All right, somebody asked for the playlist. I'll give it to you here in a second. Yeah, Opus didn't do a good job either of this. I don't like what you did. I need you to review the hero section of the home page, which I really like. I need you to use the same approach for this page. Also, I didn't ask you to change the image. I actually really liked the image that was there previously, but you changed it anyway. Let's try that again. Change the layout from what it is now. I don't want it to be text on the left, content on the right. Just change it. Just completely come up with a new design for this hero section. Okay, not a good design. Oh, I want you to use the front end plugin design for this. Maybe today Codex 5.5. I think they're moving away from Codex models. I'm pretty sure. Didn't we hear that? Some people were talking about that in the Discord yesterday. Speaking of the Discord is now, I think it's over 9,000 members, guys. So check this out. If we go to BridgeMind, I just want to give a quick shout out to newly joined members. So literally the Discord now has 9,200 members in the Discord now, which is just absolutely absurd. BridgeMind is at this point, like, this is the largest vibe coding community on the internet by like a long shot. It's the home of the vibe coding movement. I mean, literally on the stream yesterday, we had over 2,000 people live while GPT 5.5 was dropping. It was insane. But shout out to everybody that's joined. Shout out to Repo. Shout out to Fabrian. Shout out to Diddy. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to the community. Last stream was 90K. How is it almost 120K now? Yeah, so we launched BridgeSpace 3, and basically the launch went really well. We had a massive uptick. Literally in just the past 3 days, what was it? It was 126 new paying subscribers. I'll show you guys the Stripe dashboard. Let me pull this up. So yeah, I mean, that's been crazy. Like, if we go to the Stripe dashboard, so this is what we're looking at right now. So look at this. Literally on April 22nd, I made $4,600. Yesterday, $2,888 so far today. 1,126. So it's insane. Thank you so much to you guys. But yeah, this is what we're seeing subscription-wise, is things like really are popping off. So like I said, we're gonna get some of these bugs solved today. We're gonna keep making BridgeMind better and better. I did have, so this PDF here, this was provided by Mute the App, so shout out to him. He literally went through the process of creating an entire PDF with, these are all bug reports, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take these bug reports, so mute the app in the chat, because this is like just amazing work. So let's just drop this PDF here into GPT 5.5. I need you to do an in-depth review of all of the bugs that are reported inside of this PDF here, and then create a structured list and a structured plan of fixes for all of the bugs that were reported in the PDF. I think it was like a mix between like stuff like BridgeMind UI, BridgeMind web app, BridgeSpace Tari, BridgeMind API. Yeah, there's a mix of stuff. But yeah, shout out to him. So that's gonna be working there. Let me pull up the GitHub, make sure that everything got pushed here. Okay, so Golden Brady over on Twitch, he said, for someone completely new here, what is BridgeMind in simple terms? So if I was to use two words, vibe coding ecosystem, okay? BridgeMind is a vibe coding ecosystem, or an AI ecosystem, and it's the home of the vibe coding movement. So this is, at this point, the largest vibe coding community on the internet. And, you know, it's incredible. I'm just very proud of what we've created over the past 6 months. It's incredible. Okay, let me go. I want to make sure that the database did deploy properly here. Okay, it looks like it did there. Okay, perfect. Okay, main. Is this one? Hold on, Opus 4.7 was working here. Okay, so here's now, okay. And this is the difference of like Opus 4.7 with the design skill is a lot better. But even it did, oh my gosh, okay. Well, a couple of issues here that I see with this, okay? This here, what in the world is going on over here? Fix this. Review the screenshot and remove this little icon there. Also, make sure that the icons for Mac, Windows, and Linux are the actual correct icons. Man, like, the centering's all off. What is up with this? You have this, which is cool. So Codex created this image. This is a pretty cool image because that actually is an accurate representation of what, you know, BridgeSpace looks like. But could you actually implement like the logos and stuff? Would that be possible? I don't know. I think it is. Rush Bro, welcome to Bridge Silver. Thank you, man. Why don't you try Codex with the design skill? Does it have, hold on, let's do skills. Where is the design skill? I'm pretty sure that the design skill, like at least on LM Arena, or not LM Arena, but Design Arena, it actually doesn't make it any much better. Living Room PC, do you still use the DGX Spark? Yeah, so I actually now have 2 DGX Sparks. So currently, I've been so busy this week with the launch of BridgeSpace V3 that I haven't had the chance to hook these up. So currently, it's actually, they're both unplugged. But check this out, guys. So I now have 2 of these. So these are DGX Sparks. I'm going to be hooking these up tomorrow because I won't be streaming tomorrow. So I'll have some time off stream to just kind of like focus in and teach myself how to connect these. But I disconnected them because I was working on getting them connected. But I do have a Hermes agent running on this. Not currently because it's unplugged. But if you guys look at this, yeah, this is going to be, we're going to try and get GLM 5.1 running locally. I'll try and get it, I'll probably make a video on it, but GLM 5.1 should be able to run locally on 2 DGX Sparks, but you guys can look these up. They're pretty cool. Yeah, these are sick. But local compute here. It's cool. But yeah, so I have 2 of those now, which is nice. Okay, this here, like, nobody needs to know that it's Atari app. You can remove the Atari native icon. Remove that. Also, call it the workspace for vibe coding, not AI teammates. The copywriting skills is so bad on some of these models. How much have you made so far out of 1 million? Well, the ARR, so ARR is currently 128,000. It's actually a little bit more than that because it went up during this, before the start of the stream. But yeah, I mean, we launched BridgeSpace 3. The launch went very well. Working on bugs today. Let's go back over to this one here. So let me go over here and let's paste this in. I don't think we pasted this one in yet. This is from PolyN. Let's drop this bug in, and then we'll just see. Because this may be like, he may be confused about his subscription, or this could be like a deeper error where, let's just see if we can get to the bottom of this. Screenshot this. Also screenshot this one. All right. I want you to review this bug report with one deep dive agent and try and figure out what this user is reporting and see if this is a bug or if this is user error or if the user is just confused or what is this. Review and then come back to me with a complete summary with 1 sentence. Okay. I'll drop in BridgeMine API. Okay. So here, you guys see this? This is also annoying. Like just this here, do you guys see how the G is cut off? So the G is cut off, so I'm just gonna highlight that. Review how the G at the end there is getting cut off and fix that. Okay, use GPT 5.5 in Medium. Okay, Peter said sent an example in general. Okay, let's check this out. All right, so let's go to the general here and see what he sent. All right, let's see here. Oh, so like this for what? For a what is this an example of though? Like, are you just saying for like for that image? Okay. Okay, wait, hold up. Is it good? Is what, GPT 5.5 good? It's pretty good. Oh, whoa. Okay, apparently people are saying that potentially GPT 5.5 Codex is going to drop. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? So apparently we could get GPT 5.5 Codex today. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see. Okay, let's go check out. And guys, this is the issue with Chinese models. Okay, I will say it again, again, again. They're very unreliable. Okay, so I'm connected to DeepSeek V4 Pro, and I asked it to create a single HTML file that is a fully functional first-person shooter game, and it just doesn't work. Let's try again. Provider returned error. So it's working now. We'll see if it's able to get it. But this is DeepSeek V4 Pro. So I want to create a single HTML file of a first-person shooter game. Whoa, somebody said that I'm using Codex 5.5 now. It's out. Is that true? Okay, so DeepSeek V4 is working right now. Let's open up Codex and see if that's true or if somebody's just trolling. I feel like they would have that would have been a big announcement. Are you talking about GPT 5 point? Because that's a different model. Yeah, it's not. Hold on, let's download, update. All right, so this is working now. We'll see what it does. All right, so it's not available. Okay. Okay, a couple people are saying that it's live. Oh, whoa. All right, people are saying that it's live. I just updated it, chat. What? Did OpenAI just release something? People are saying that Codex is now live. Hold up, guys. I think we're about to get a new model. Nah, I just updated. Hold on. What's the command to update Codex? Wait, hold up here. Let's try this. Can anybody confirm? Can anybody confirm this? Or okay, hold on here. So people are saying that GPT 5.5 Codex just dropped. Okay, now a lot of people are saying that it is. Chat, I'm not seeing it. Okay, apparently GPT 5.5 Codex is just... Okay, does anybody that have access to it, please send a screenshot in the general. Send a screenshot. If you have access to it, send a screenshot in the general Discord here. No, I'm using Codex 5.5 high now. Okay, are you guys talking about the model GPT 5.5 Codex, or are you talking about that you have access to, like, are you using GPT 5.5? No, there's nothing on X. If send me a screenshot, and for anybody, send a screenshot in general. People are saying that it's out. All right, people are just saying they're trolling. Okay. All right. Also, guys, we did hit 300 likes. Let's get to 500. Let's go. Okay. This one looks good. Look at this. It didn't fix the G issue. You did not fix it. It's still there. It's like, I fixed the cutoff G. No, you did not. Look at this. You see this? The G here? So that's getting cut off. Okay, great work. I need you to think through a better implementation for this. Do a deep dive and create a structured plan that will fix this issue. There it goes. Okay, fix the G issue. Okay, great work. Would you now write better copy in the paragraph below? I hate that word, one native desktop app. Let's improve that wording. Would I quit Opus for 5.5? So far, no. So far, no. Like I said, you know, today I'm using 5.5 because I'm taking an extra day to really get a feel for 5.5. I didn't want to release a video. I'm going to make a video on it about what I've built with 5.5. But the thing is I don't want to be like one of those creators that just like creates a video as soon as the model drops, because it's like there's a lot of hype in it, right? Like, if I make a YouTube video, I want it to actually provide value and not just be like, this model just dropped 3 hours ago and it's the best model in the world. You know, I feel like there's just too much of that. People are tired of it. That's not the approach. I want people to actually be able to trust BridgeMind in terms of like, hey, like, this is what I'm seeing in the model. This is how it feels. This is, you know, what my thoughts are. And I can't do that after 3 hours of using the model. So that's why we're using it a lot today. So I'm trying to get a better feel of it. Yeah, we could get 5.5 Codex today. Yeah, so I will say 5.5 high does feel faster. Bring your terminal editor, tasks, and agents into a focused workspace built for fast, fluid vibe coding. I like that. Okay, great work. But would you help me create another image for BridgeSpace? This time it actually needs to include, you need to include the BridgeMind logo in the image, and it needs to actually have branding for BridgeMind in that image. Right now it's just like a contextualized image of what BridgeSpace looks like, but it is not branded. Okay. All right, let's switch over to our Opus 4.7 agents here. Let's pull up Tari. Okay, this issue is now fixed with the sizing. So for example, if I grab this one and flip it into another workspace, it now responds. So that issue's fixed. But let's tackle some more bugs, guys. Okay, let's go over here. Okay. So this guy said that this issue is fixed. I'm not seeing a bunch of bugs right now. Okay, here's a little bug. Do you guys see this bug? So it's... You guys see this? So just a little visual UI bug. Okay, this should be fixed. This is fixed. Can you please confirm that it is? Maybe this guy went to sleep, but that should be fixed. All right, this here, this is an issue with Bridge Voice. Let's use 5.5 for this and see what it's able to do. I do want a little bit more space, though, in my workspace, so I'm just going to collapse this sidebar here, just so we have a little bit more space. Oh, okay. Let's use this one, fresh terminal. Oh, wait, hold up. All right, so this is a bug here that we want to fix with 5.5. Drop this in. Would you review this bug that the user has reported and note that it's in Bridge Voice? Would you identify a way to improve this? Did you remove the agentation feature from your project? I noticed more screenshots plus annotate versus clicking elements within the app browser. Wait, hold on. Okay, WDM, wait, what do you mean? It's right here. It's right here. So if you click this right here, this is that agentation feature. But what is he saying? So he said, I noticed more screenshots plus annotate versus clicking elements from the app browser. Well, you know what the biggest issue that I have with it is, like, first of all, okay, I do have an issue, okay? In WDN, I'll be honest, this is the issue that I have. So let's say that I use this feature, and this is, maybe we can all brainstorm a way to build this better. So if I click this, right, I can submit this, but I can't submit it in a particular terminal. So let's say this is the agent right here. This one right here is the one that I'm working with right now. So like on this hero section, I've been working with this one right here, okay? But the thing is, if I enter something in here and then I submit it, it's gonna launch, I'll just show it to you here. So let's just enter gibberish. It's gonna enter it in a new workspace, right? And that's actually an issue. It's probably something that we need to fix. We need a better approach for this. So let's just kind of brainstorm that right now. Let's see if 5.5 can actually build this for us. So let's do this. I want you to review this screenshot from the design feature inside of the browser in BridgeSpace, and note that I do need some of your help, because right now, once I click submit, it opens up a new terminal by default. But I want you to note that that actually isn't the exact logic that I want. I want to also be able to submit this prompt with the HTML inside of an active terminal in the workspace. Would you do a deep dive on this and figure out how we could build this in? So WDN actually just brought up a really good point. Oh, so add a copy button to do the prompt yourself, or when you click enter, send the prompt to whichever terminal was last focused. Yeah, that's actually, hold up here. Well, let's just have it do the review, but yeah, that you're right. So we could also go that approach. So you could make it so that you could enter the prompt and then you could just click copy and then you could bring it to whatever terminal you want. Okay. WDN also said that, yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna cancel this. Sorry about that, I just interrupted you, but I've decided that I changed my mind a little bit. Just add a copy button so that I can copy the prompt over and then just paste it into whatever terminal I want. Add a copy button. Yeah, that's what Agentation does actually too out of the box, doesn't it? All right, so we'll do that. Okay, so this is the new image. So this is the image gen. So it just created this second image. So check this out, chat. This is the image that it just created. What do you guys think? So BridgeSpace, terminal editor, tasks, agents together for vibe coding. It doesn't really give like an, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think about this image? I mean, you could have GPT literally just go through this and generate a bunch of images in your site, like infographics and stuff. Okay, great work. I now want you to look at the rest of the page for the BridgeSpace product page, and note that I don't like the page. It's just very AI slop. The screenshots and like the surfaces look, those just aren't even accurate. You can use image gen to recreate the view of BridgeSpace, but we need to completely now revamp the rest of the page so that it's actually unique, has animations, is actually reflective of what BridgeSpace actually is. Right now, it's just kind of AI slop. Would you completely reinvent the rest of the page now that we've updated the hero section? Make it drag and drop? I think that copy is good. Copy is good for now. The other nice thing that Agentation offers is you can make multiple annotations independently, adding a comment in line, then copy all the feedback as one block to a given agent. Yeah, you're right. So what WDN is saying is with Agentation, which is actually like basically it's a tool that is, it's like this, but you have to actually install it in your project. It's a very nice product, by the way. Look it up, Agentation. But we've built that into BridgeSpace so that you don't have to go out and get Agentation. But one thing about Agentation that you can do is you can actually, like, let's say I select this one here. I could copy a prompt here, and then what WDN is saying is that, hey, with Agentation, you could then go and copy another thing, and then copy another thing, and, you know, write a prompt, and then you could submit all of that to one agent. So we'll do a follow-up prompt on that as well. Also important to note that the new GPT image model scales based on the base model. So using GPT 5.5 Pro extended thinking equals higher quality output. Okay, that's actually really useful. Thank you, WDN in the chat. Let's go. Okay. Okay, Jansei said that he hit a massive bug that caused BridgeSpace to crash with all agents that were working earlier today. I copied the errors in order to report, but it wouldn't log me into my account to do that. Would you report what happened? Like, would you report what OS that you were on, and then also drop it in the Discord? So I can get that fixed, and we can ship it out here in a minute. Okay. Okay, somebody was also... All right, wait, force log out. Okay, I think there may be... Okay. Let's do this real quick. Let's go over here. Okay, great work. I now need you to proceed with updates and fixes for all errors found. But before you proceed, I need you to create a more structured, robust implementation plan. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to start another Codex session, and I'm going to drop this. So this is shout out to, I think it's MJ Foster. So I think that, so he's on an Ultra plan, and I think that there's maybe some like legacy issues because we just introduced this Ultra plan. And I think that with the Ultra plan, there's like some issues that have been introduced where I think we fixed a lot of them this morning. Like, let's look into this and see what potentially caused this. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and figure out what caused this bug. Review the bug report and figure out what happened. Okay, so let's submit this. Okay, great work. I now need you to proceed with your updates and changes. Yeah, so BridgeCode is going to be releasing. Here's the thing, though, is that if you guys were familiar, we're working on this BridgeCode, the BridgeCode app, right? And what's interesting is like a lot of the things that we were working on in that app, I then built into BridgeSpace 3. So rather than launch BridgeCode, which was going to be a standalone product to basically compete with like Cursor, BridgeSpace is more of a product that competes with like Warp. Okay, so BridgeSpace is a competitor of Warp. In my opinion, it's like, I mean, I used to use Warp. This is better than Warp because of like things like this, where hey, you have Bridge, you have the in-app browser. Look at this. I want you to launch 1 more Codex agent and 3 Claude agents. Okay, so 1 more
Codex and 3 Claudes up.
Okay, perfect. What are my thoughts on GPT 5.5? So GPT 5.5, I mean, it's working well for me. The big thoughts that I have, and I'll make a video on this tomorrow. I just wanted to use the model more today before I have like an official breakdown and report of everything that I've seen over the last couple days, because I don't want to be one of those influencers that comes out as soon as a model release happens and they're like, this model isn't, they have the thumbnail, they're like. If you guys ever see a thumbnail for me where I have my hands on my head and I'm going like this, just leave the community. Just unsubscribe and leave the community immediately, please. Just unsubscribe immediately. Can't you use Sentry for your products? I do use Sentry, yeah. Yeah, I do use Sentry. All right, hold up here. All right, let's do a quick MRR check. Christiva said, do more YouTube thumbnail poses. Well, now I just told everybody to unsubscribe if you ever see one. All right. Okay. I need you to do an in-depth review of the Bridge harness, which is the voice agent inside of BridgeSpace, and come back with a thorough review and report. We want to make it more intelligent and smarter and more useful. Would you first just do an in-depth deep dive with 2 deep dive agents and come back to me with all of your findings, and then some suggestions of how we can make it better. We want to make this way smarter and more intelligent for being able to manage the workspace, being able to have the context of the terminals, being able to refer to particular terminals, review this in complete depth, and then come back to me with your recommendations and findings. Okay, so we're going to send out 2 deep dive agents here. All right, more bug reports. Let's go check this out. So this one, we're working on this bug report here. Also, guys, just a quick announcement. We did pass 67,000 subscribers today. Any progress on the paywall workaround? I thought that we had fixed it. Are you still getting it? Because XFlame, I didn't get a chance to see your response. I don't. Are you still getting that workaround? Okay. But let's go over here. Let's do a quick sub check. So currently we are at. It's insane. We're at 67,000 subscribers. 67,554. So thank you to everyone that has joined the BridgeSpace community. This is the home of the vibe coding movement. It's the largest vibe coding community on the internet, fastest growing as well. We've got over 9,000 builders in our Discord server. So if you guys haven't already joined the BridgeSpace Discord server, make sure you do so. I have an announcement coming soon. Yeah, I need to add don't make mistakes. Okay, let's go over to the browser here and see what Codex has been cooking up. So, okay, this is what Codex is doing. I will say it did do a better job here. Your terminal should be a shipyard. So this Codex agent is updating this. For the pricing, I want you to make sure that Bridge Jarvis voice assistant is removed. Just call it the Bridge voice assistant. Remove any reference to Jarvis. Yeah, no errors. No errors. Okay, so somebody asked me, how did I figure out an idea of what to build? So that's actually a really good question. And we've got 4 agents working for us right now, so I'll cover this just briefly here. So check this out, guys. So we've got, oh, speaking of which, hold up here. All right, so check this out. So if I go way back, okay, if I scroll down through the start of this series, let's move this one up to the top. But I want to show you guys like one quick view just for everybody that like, if you're like new on your journey or if like you're just getting started, right? I want to like show you guys, I didn't make, let's see when I even passed, I didn't make any money for 18 days. And then I made $46. I was at $51.19 until, I mean, look at this. I was literally under $100 for 40 days in revenue. You know what I mean? So if you guys look at this, so for 40 days, I was under $100. And this is what BridgeMine used to look like. Actually, look at this. This is actually a cool day. I think we used the Apple Vision Pros. we were vibe coding on the moon. On day 27, I was vibe coding on the moon, I guess, with the Apple Vision Pros. This was actually sick. I returned my Apple Vision Pros. They're not worth it. They're like really uncomfortable, but it's funny. Your project, and you put it in ECR, and then you have it in ECS, and anytime that you push code with certain... But yeah, so this is what it used to look like. But this is my whole point of like, if you go back, you guys can literally watch my entire journey. And you guys can see how much better AI has gotten in the last like 6 months. It's gotten like tremendously better. Okay, so somebody said, can you please remove the UI color scheme of the bridge bench? Different benchmarks are not separate from each other visually. What do you mean? Like, bridge bench. It looks like this. What are you talking about? Okay. Try that again. It should be called the Bridge Voice Assistant. Okay. Okay, so this is what Codex has been doing. So it created this image, which I will say, it is very impressive to see this work and create like the images here. I think that this white space is a little bit too much here. Too much white space here. There's a little bit too much white space here. Also, I'm not a big fan of the bring your terminal editor tasks and agents into a focused workspace built for fast, fluid vibe coding. Make it more built around the fact that this is the best agent development environment in the world and helps you ship faster, which is very true. No. Any ideas how many tokens you've used throughout this whole journey? No idea. Check the general. Okay, I'll check general real quick. Okay, that's actually so funny. That's so funny. Guys, what do you think? Do you think this should be my thumbnail for Okay, if I make this my thumbnail for the GPT 5.5 video, that would be like the ultimate troll. That'd be the ultimate troll. If you guys see, I literally may use this just as a joke. That's actually so funny. Okay, wait, who made this? Shout out to John, that's so funny. Okay. So this is what it found. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay. Okay, so it actually did find his bug. So ultra entitlement, yeah, I think this is the bug. Great work. I now need you to create a structured implementation plan for your fixes. Okay, I will say this, guys. I do have something to say about GPT 5.5. It is actually very, very good at pinpointing bugs. And I think I still have this chat open from earlier this morning. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was this one. So I'm going to show you guys like just a pretty straightforward example. So this is what I'm seeing from GPT 5.5 after using it for, you know, the past 2 days. I'll probably include like something about this in my video, but I'll kind of share it with you guys now. So these two instances right here, let me remove everything except these two. Okay, so I want you guys to look at these two instances. So I gave them the exact same task, and the reason that I gave them the exact same task is because the issue that I had is that Ultra users, we recently introduced a new Ultra plan, and there were like some bugs with the Ultra plan where we have a subscription guard, right? And the subscription guard was like hard coded to progate on some routes, right? Like, so to create an API key in BridgeMind, it was hard. It was not hard. It was using an enum, right? But it was basically hard gated that you had to have a pro subscription to be able to create an API key. That was what was happening. But I said, identify why Ultra users are unable to create API keys, okay? And I want to show you what Claude came up with. So Claude basically went on this huge, like, it said likely root cause and prod. And it said one of these is almost certainly for the affected Ultra users, right? So it came up with these three. It came up with these three things. It said Stripe. So it basically told me that my environment variables aren't set, which is totally untrue. That is not why this is happening. My environment variables are set perfectly. Those Ultra subscriptions were created before metadata tier was written at checkout or via a free path that it didn't set, so webhook resolution defaulted to free, which is also not true. Number 3, it said an admin ran the resync job, which silently fixed them to free thanks to the missing Ultra branch at line 2550, which is also not true. So Claude Opus 4.7, I tried to find this bug with it, and it basically came up with 3 reasons that have absolutely no validity, okay? And I gave the same prompt. Actually, it wasn't... What was the prompt? I can't even see the prompt fully here. But look at what Codex did. So it literally went through, and let's see what it came back with, right? Look at this. The smoking gun is in Stripe service, has active pro subscription. Bridge Voice is a pro gated app, and the guard asked that method for require subscription pro. So in the current checked out diff, it has been changed to return true for Ultra. Without that, Ultra users get a 403 even though the Bridge Voice client itself accepts Ultra. I'm going to tighten the test around this path so the regression is explicit. And basically it then went through the process of, okay, let's make sure that we get this added, right? And it fixed our issue, okay? So this is like one very interesting thing. Like, for example, let's, hold on, let's actually pull up Bridge Voice. Because I don't even think I am an Ultra subscriber. Well, yeah, I'm not even personally, I'm not an Ultra subscriber. So let me upgrade to Ultra. and we'll see if this is now fixed, because I did deploy this. So just as a quick test, let's see if we can actually get this working. So I'm gonna go over here, and I'm just gonna use V3 at checkout. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over here, and go to billing. So I'm gonna do upgrade to Ultra. And yeah, we're gonna, hold on, I don't want the yearly plan. Okay, monthly. Okay, hold on, I did just find a bug here. Okay, I just found a bug. So I just found a bug while trying to upgrade. So the bug here is that basically I'm trying to upgrade to the $100 a month plan, but why is due today $159? Do you guys see this? Why is $159 due today? Ultra plan, $100. Why is $159 due today? Let's figure it out. I found another bug in the BridgeMind web app. I'm trying to upgrade from Pro to Ultra, and for some reason it's saying that I have to pay $159. Why is it saying this? We should be prorating these subscriptions. Okay, so that's obviously an issue. Let's see if 5.5 can solve this. So we'll just drop this in here. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. You guys can watch this as it works, but that's obviously a bug. We'll see if it can fix it. You only use GPT 5.5 AG. What do you mean? Bandfront, what's up? Let's go. So let's see if this can fix it. But also, guys, let's do a quick sub check. Where are we at sub-wise? Hold on here. I know I had it pulled up somewhere. I'm not sure where we're at. I know we passed 67,000. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. But let's see if this one can one-shot that issue. Let's see if we can find it. All right, I'm back. You find our issue? Oh, it said that it found the concrete mismatch. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing with 5.5. Like, we'll deploy this and we'll see if it fixes it. We'll be able to deploy this pretty quickly. Lex Billy said I have the BridgeMind Pro sub. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. GPT 5.5 level AGI. Do you think so? What AI is the best to use if I'm mostly using it for asking internal questions I have in mind, philosophy, psychology? I would say that Claude. I like Claude a lot. I like to use Claude personally. But guys, I think right now would be a really good time. To just, I want everybody like, so I want to give you guys just like a quick rundown. Just to be like totally genuine and transparent with you guys. Like this week, for example, I worked 17 hours on Monday. I worked 16 hours on Tuesday. I worked 16 hours on Wednesday. I worked 12 hours yesterday, and I'm just like completely exhausted. Completely exhausted. We had a launch day yesterday with GPT 5.5. The day before that, BridgeSpace 3 launched. I've had like just a I've just been going all out. And what I will say is this: it's like, you know, I was like looking at the, just like I reflect a decent amount on where we've come, right? And how far things have come. And I do think that this journey is a representation of the fact that, hey, if you show up every day and you give it your absolute best, like you can succeed and you can achieve things that your average person, like you can become an outlier. You know, there's so many people that say like, oh, this can't be done, and it can. And over everything, right? Over it's not the money that's driving me. Like I'm not very materialistic, so nothing in my life is going to change as BridgeMine gets more successful. I could make $2 million and it wouldn't change my lifestyle at all. It's more so about just the ability to wake up and enjoy what you do, at least for me. And for example, the ability to like, after I'm done streaming here, just the ability to like go out on like a bike ride into the country and not have to like work for somebody else, if that makes sense. Like just that freedom is incredible. And I feel like I just feel like that's been accomplished with what we've done, is that I don't have to work for anybody else now. And honestly, guys, like it's like very, I just feel like really good about it, to be honest, because I worked so hard to get the community to this point. I worked like really hard to get to this level, and I'm just like really thankful for everybody. But yeah, so thank you, everyone. Okay, are we good to deploy all of this? I want you to help me run the build, fix any build errors, and then get all of this deployed to GitHub. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. But yeah. Okay, also, guys, it looks like this FPS game with DeepSeek v4 is actually done. Also, do we still have this editor bug? So this is another bug. Let's see if GPT 5.5 can fix this one. Let's check this. Yeah, guys, we just got to keep showing up and make it happen. All right, so you guys see this weird bug that with like all the numbers and stuff? We need to fix this for sure. Yeah, so this is, let's check out the DeepSeek one. Let's, hold on, let's just grab this real quick. And then we'll see if we can, okay, so this is what DeepSeek v4 created. So let's do enter arena. Okay, so this is DeepSeek v4. Okay, whoa, it's actually pretty good. The controls are messed up. Hold up. We need, okay, so it wasn't able to, okay, this is a bad game. Like one shot, it's bad, but let's do a follow-up. Great work, but the controls are a little bit lopsided. Polish up the controls, and then I also need you to make the, I need you to make it brighter. It's very dark. Fix the styling there. Okay. Yeah. Z-Slayer, thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, this is the one that, let's see this one here. Okay. Let's proceed with the updates, and You just need to make sure that we do not introduce breaking changes with these changes. Somebody said today you're making a game. No, so we're testing out DeepSeek v4. So right now it's making some updates here. We'll see how it goes. But this one, the initial game, it was like kind of unusable. Like if we go over here and we click play again, like the controls are lopsided. So like when I use my mouse, so this is DeepSeek v4. This was the first shot. We're gonna do another shot here, but I can't. It's like really. This is the. So you guys can see like, it's not actually functional, right? So this, just so everybody knows, hey, these Chinese labs, like this is just like my typical experience with them. We'll give it another shot and see what it does, but. When is BridgeCode shipping? So, like with BridgeCode, so I plan to ship that out like in the next couple weeks. I was thinking about shipping it out like on Wednesday, but honestly, BridgeSpace 3 is what needed to be shipped, and obviously that did work. I would like to make BridgeCode better before it gets shipped out. I think that at the level that we're at, you know, BridgeSpace. Like this update with the editor, with the browser tool, with Bridge, this is what I wanted to ship out this week. So I think we'll need to make BridgeCode a little bit better so that when we do deploy it, that it'll be like a competitor to like OpenCode. But I want to have like partnerships and stuff when we do ship it out. So I want you to review the editor and pinpoint why this is happening. This is a bug. Do you see how it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just like it's counting instead of actually showing the HTML file? Figure out why this is happening and fix it. Okay, so somebody said, what is BridgeMind? What can it do? So literally, BridgeMind is a AI ecosystem. It's a vibe coding ecosystem. So the biggest, like the main core product of the BridgeMind ecosystem is what you're looking at right now. So this is BridgeSpace. So like just a quick rundown of BridgeSpace. You're looking at your workspaces over here on the left. So you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 workspaces open. We're using GPT 5.5. We have an Opus 4.7 workspace opened up. We have a workspace opened up with, okay, look at this, network connection lost. So I'll do a continue here. But you also have a browser tool. Speaking of which, let's see if we did get that copy feature working. This not get that copy feature working? You guys see this? We need to, oh wait, this is production. Let's see if we did get this working. All right, so over here. So now if I click this, I can do this, and then I can click copy, and then I can paste that in here. Do I still like Gemini for UI or just Claude? So Samuel Custer, that's a great question. So when Gemini 3.1 Pro came out, yeah, it was like it was like really good for a design, and it was up there, right? But the thing is that it's no longer the best in design by quite a long shot, really. Like if you use Claude Code and you use it's Claude Code and you use the front end design plugin. So when I prompt Claude Code, I usually tell it to use the front end design plugin. Now you can see this is the updates that Codex made, and this is really, really interesting. And I have to say, this update with GPT Image 1 now being so good, and then also being embedded inside of Codex. Like, do you guys see this here? Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is 100%, okay? So BridgeSpace, the workspace for vibe coding, okay? So if you guys look at this, Codex, literally Codex created this image. Codex created this. Codex created all of this UI. It created this here. Now, you could even say, though, like, is this really that good of an image for... Like, that's not really an accurate image of BridgeSpace, right? That's the only issue that I have with this. I mean, maybe we could prompt it like that. Like, here, let's go back over to that instance. Note that I actually want the images that you create to be genuine references of BridgeSpace UI. Right now, you're kind of just making up random UI, but I want you to actually get screenshots of BridgeSpace, of the workspace, to then create images based off of that. For example, here are some references. I want you to create images based off of this. Okay, so let's try this, guys. Let's try this out. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna let's do this. So I'll do a new tab here, right? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this, I'm gonna close this one, and we'll just launch like Claude, and then I'll just do a screenshot here, okay? So I'll do a screenshot of this, right? And so this is the actual look of the workspace, so I can drop this in. And then I'll go to, let's open up the editor. That needs to be fixed. Okay, so you have an editor. So I'll drop in a couple reference images here. And yeah, bridge. Here are some actual screenshots that you can use in your images that you create. And then what we'll do is we will just take the screenshots here, right? And we'll drop this in. And we'll also drop in a screenshot of the notification system. Okay. And rather than it just creating like random UI, this will be able to create real UI. Okay. Remake the images that are in the BridgeSpace page, but use the actual UI. Just choose which images would be best and create realistic infographic images. So this will be a good test here. Make sure that you also use the BridgeMind logo and branding. All right. Okay, which whisper model do I use for a bridge voice? Well, I use it, actually, I have mine on cloud mode right now. So if we go to my settings, I have mine on cloud, okay? And yeah, cloud is what I use. It's a little bit more accurate than local. On local, I use Whisper CPP though. With 12,500 credits in terms of usage, first of all, like if you guys do run into any usage limits, anybody that has a BridgeMind plan, if you guys run out of credits, don't even worry about the credits. If you guys run out of credits, I'll just give you more. The credits that are in the plan are enough where you actually probably won't be running out. If you do run out, let me know. But the pro subscription, like you shouldn't reach your credit limit at the end of a month. But if you do, just let me know and I'll just give you as many credits as you need. Just let me know. How old am I? I'm 23. Yeah, I'm 23 years old. How is Zubity 5.5 so far compared to Opus for coding? So, okay, let's even like, okay, so one example. Let's go back over to the, where was it? It was this one right here, right? Okay, not this one. Which one was it? Was it Opus 5.5? Wait, it wasn't this one either. Yeah, turnbuckle. Yeah. So if anybody, so a couple people are asking about the ARR in the chat. So as you guys know, like just like full transparency is like ultimately my goal. Because there's a lot of people out there that just basically like BS this stuff. But here's my Stripe dashboard. So this is what we're looking at. So in the last 4 weeks, I've made $18,691. ARR stands for annual recurring revenue. So here's the MRR, and here's what we're experiencing right now at BridgeMind. So you can see here that in, what was it, a 3-day period, we were able to gain 129 new paying subscribers. So this is the jump that you guys are seeing right now. You guys can see that the active subscribers over the last 4 weeks is up 112%. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And right now, it's like ultimately like we're testing on different operating systems. So I'm going to be testing on Linux. I'm going to be SSH'd into the DGX Sparks behind me so we can test BridgeSpace on Linux. We're going to be testing on Windows, which I actually already have here. So if we go over to this, what you guys can see is I actually am testing this on my Windows machine right now. So this is I have this SSH in my Windows machine. So right now I'm on Windows. So let's just open up 6 instances here of Claude. And here are all my Claude instances. Speaking of which, do I have... Oh, shoot. I think I have some extra uses on Claude, guys. Hold on. Let's see here. Share a week of Claude with friends and earn extra usage. Oh, I have 0 left. Sorry, guys. Okay. But here it is. I do want to test something just real quick, though. Let's go to the terminal. And I think that WSL... Did we fix the issue that was in WSL? Let's see. Let's test this. Okay. Okay, it looks like no. Well, we did have a worse issue in WSL where it like wasn't even rendering, but that's a bug. So let's see if we can fix this. So let's close out of Opus. And this is what I'm seeing is that GPT 5.5 is actually really good at debugging. Let's put BridgeSpace in here, BridgeSpace Tari. I need you to launch 2 deep dive agents and figure out why the WSL terminals are not functioning as they should be. Do an in-depth review and pinpoint the bug. Okay, so let's see if GPT 5.5 can solve that issue as well. Do I like Windows as an OS, or are you more of a hardcore Mac OS fan? I'm more of a Mac OS fan for sure. Have I used DeepSeek V4 Pro? So that's actually a good reminder. Let's go check up on our instance here. So it looks like this is now done. Let's pull up the game real quick. So I do have a game here. Let's pull this up. All right, let's check this out. Oh my gosh. I said to make it lighter and it just broke it completely. DeepSeek, guys, DeepSeek, it's really bad. DeepSeek like fell off hard. This is one of the worst Chinese models in my opinion. I mean, look, all you have to do is go to Ella Marina. It says everything that you need to know. Go to Ella Marina. This is now last on BridgeBench. So if we go to BridgeBench 2, look at this, guys. So I did benchmark this in BridgeBench. Look at how bad it is, guys. Guys. DeepSeek V4 Pro. Last on BridgeBench. Okay. Do you check the code sometimes for security? I mean, do you ever check it over or never? I mean, I think that you can have AI do it for you. You can do a lot of deep dives and whatnot with AI. But yeah, DeepSeek, there it's last. And then here, it's same thing on Ella Marina. If we go to code, literally ranked 14th here on code in Ella Marina. So not even in the equation, if you guys know what I mean. Like DeepSeek V4 is not even in the equation at all. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Harrison, that's a good idea. Okay, let's go over here. And let's do this. Do a deep dive. And find any words for Jarvis and make sure that they are cleaned up. Actually, hold up. This one's actually better to submit that, because this one was working on it and knew what I was talking about. Okay, this is the proration one. Okay, great work. I now need you to commit these changes to their respective dev and main master branches on GitHub. And merge them so all of these changes get deployed. Yeah, GPT 5.5, like, I'm getting a feel for it, and I'm using it for, like, debugging a lot today. And I'm using it for, like even, like, this one here. Let's go back to this example. So this one, You can see it viewed this image. Can't see it here. Let's make it so that you can see this. Okay. So this one was in the browser. Let's go over here. It was this one, wasn't it? That was the design feature. What do I think GPT 5.5 is good at? Well, like it's definitely handling these bugs very well, and I am getting a really good use case out of the image gen feature. So if I go over here, okay, and I go to localhost 3000, and we go to BridgeSpace here. So I'm generating images for the website. Like I'm using like this, they're gonna get improved here. This one I actually dropped in like real images of like real screenshots and stuff of BridgeSpace. So what I'm most interested in is, hey, will this actually create an infographic using the real UI of BridgeSpace? So we're gonna see if we get that, which is just dropped in now. Wow. So that's pretty cool, chat. You guys see that? So good timing there. So that just dropped in. This also just dropped in. That's, I mean, that's definitely an interesting use case here. Use image gen to do a redesign from the screenshot. Well, that's what I kind of wanted it to do. Like, I wanted to actually use the screenshots that I gave it. It didn't do that, though. It used them as reference, but it didn't actually embed them. No. It depends on what plan you have for Claude. Also, guys, we did hit 500 likes. Thank you so much. Let's get to 600, chat. Let's get to 600 likes. And then on this, let's pull up the let's have one of these Codex instances. Let's do a deep dive of the app here. I want you to do a deep dive on the app and the functionality of dispatching and the connection from my app to BridgeSpace Tari. Would you launch 2 deep dive agents and review the functionality in depth for this and review it for security? And note that I want to literally be able to connect to BridgeSpace from long distances. So even if I'm off my home network, I want to be able to, if I have my computer open with the BridgeSpace app open, I want to be able to connect to BridgeSpace from my phone anywhere in the world from the BridgeSpace app. How can we make this possible? Review the existing functionality associated with this and identify how we can build this, launch these deep dive agents, and create a structured plan. We already have a somewhat working implementation, but I need to improve it. So review it and come up with a structured plan for this. Okay, do I have a video or some post showcasing your AI development stack, like what tools you use for what, what's your workflow, etc.? I mean, I think that, so I don't have a, man, I've been saying that I'm going to create a video like that for so long. I probably need to do it. Like, how about this? I'll make a video that's like breaking down my vibe coding workflow this week. I'll do that this week. Okay. All right, guys, let's do a $25 Bitcoin giveaway. Let's do this real quick. Okay, let's do a giveaway. So this giveaway is going to go to active chatters in the chat. I don't think we've done a giveaway like the last 2 streams. So let's do a giveaway real quick. $25 Bitcoin. So for the next 15 minutes, anybody that's active in the chat, don't spam. Don't spam. Literally, if you send like 1 message in the next 15 minutes, you'll be entered. So don't spam. Set a timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
All right, starting now, chat. 15 minutes, $25 Bitcoin giveaway. Let's go. What skills do I use? My favorite skill to use is the front-end design plugin for sure. Okay, so that one's gonna work on this. Let's move this one to its own workspace. So we're gonna turn this. So this is now workspace on. This is workspace 9. So I'm gonna do this. This one's gonna be just the dispatch workspace. So I'm just gonna call it dispatch. Quack said, loving the stream, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so somebody in the chat said you plan on making mobile app, but Apple banned vibe coding app. Let's actually look into that. Hold on here. Let's use Perplexity. So that's shout out to the person that said that. So did Apple ban vibe coding apps in the App Store? Review the latest up-to-date information on this and see what you can pull up. So this is actually a really... Okay, why is that happening? That is a bug. Okay, so I'm going to use Perplexity for this, and we'll see what we can find. Do you just fire prompts all the time, or do you use an interview-style skill that questions you back and forth before you execute? I just fire off prompts. I have a workflow where I kind of just like build and then iterate off of what I build. So let's actually see this. So it hasn't issued a blanket ban on vibe coding app, but it has been actively enforcing App Store Guidelines 2.5.2 to remove or block updates to several AI app builder tools throughout March and April 2026. On March 26, 2026, Apple pulled Anything, a vibe coding app by Druv Amin, citing Guideline 2.5.2. Apple had been blocking Anything updates since December 2025 before removing it. The app briefly returned on April 3rd, then was booted again. Wow. Updates to Replit and Vibe Code have also been blocked during the enforcement wave. Wow. So that's Riley Brown's deal, which Riley Brown's actually a pretty cool guy. If you guys aren't familiar with Vibe Code app, we'll just kind of give him a shout out because he's actually pretty cool. So this guy Riley Brown, early in my journey, it was maybe when I was on like day literally like 20. Riley Brown retweeted BridgeMind and he was like, check out what this guy's doing, and I gained like 300 subscribers or something like that. And just shout out to him because that definitely helped me out early on, and I was able to, that helped me gain some momentum. So shout out to him. Also shout out to, there's a couple people that did that, but yeah, Riley Brown. So this is his deal. I wonder if they're saying anything about this. Like, have they not been able to release any apps? They've been a little bit quieter for sure. Yeah, does anybody in the chat know? So Apple told Mac Rumors and the information that there is no specific rule against vibe coding as a category. The apps simply violate long-standing guidelines 2.5.2, which prohibits apps from downloading, installing, or executing code that introduces or changes features after review. What? How is that even? Oh. Yeah, so okay, let's ask it here. Okay, so I want you to help me understand. I'm creating an app that is basically like dispatch. If you are familiar with Claude Code dispatch, it allows you to be able to use your phone to be able to dispatch actions to my Claude workspace. I have an app where it's a workspace and I want to be able to dispatch actions from my phone to my workspace. Will this be able to be published on the App Store? Answer yes or no. So I think, yeah, I think that, okay, this is definitely a bug that I keep getting. It's a new bug too. Hold on. Let's use GPT on this. So let me launch Codex. Sometimes when I'm using Bridge Voice, instead of it pasting the words that I spoke into wherever I clicked in with my mouse, for some reason it just opens up a browser here and pastes it in a browser. Why does that happen? Would you do an in-depth review of Bridge Voice and figure out why this is happening? Yeah, that's a weird bug. Doesn't happen all the time, but it was happening with Perplexity. Finesco, what's up? So I think we should be able to do that. Also, guys, we do have 9 minutes left on the giveaway, so if you just interact in the chat, you'll be entered automatically. Let's make this larger. Would you remove the shipping now and just make BridgeSpace 3 larger and remove it from the pill and just have it rest there and make it larger? What's your opinion on DeepSeek 4? DeepSeek 4 is a terrible model. It is a terrible model. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, Bridge Voice just randomly opened up Chrome for me, so I'm gonna figure out if we can. So we're gonna solve that bug. Yeah. So GPT 5.5, I'm gonna have an official video out tomorrow. That basically covers all this. But what I will say is that like GPT 5.5 has actually been crushing it for me on fixing bugs. Fixing bugs, it's like really doing well. So I will say that. Fast AI Dev said, I'm so sad about DeepSeek 4. Yeah, I mean, people said that it was going to be really good. DZ said it's like Quinn 3.59B. Yeah, it is not good, Chad. It is bad. It is a bad model. Very bad model. All right, we're actually about to pass 11,000 in MRR. You guys see this? So we're at 10,869. Just so you guys know, if you guys are a BridgeMine subscriber, literally any bugs that you have, anything, just hit me up in the Discord, let me know in the YouTube chat, and I'm literally on it within like 30 minutes. Because we really need, like, especially across like different operating systems, we want to make sure that we sort these things out. So if you have any issues at all, please just tell me. That's going to be like my main focus for sure over the coming week, is that we want to focus in on like, hey, now that we do have 10,869 in MRR, we want to make sure that we're actually like keeping those. That's a very big thing. So we've got 390 active subscribers. We're going to grow that subscriber base, but in order to grow it, we want to make sure that we also retain. So we want to make sure that we are able to solve bugs, that the customer service is really good, that we retain all of our subscribers is really important. But we're about to break 11K MRR. Let's do this real quick. Let me pull up a coupon. So anybody that's been watching me use BridgeSpace that would be interested, we're gonna do a fire sale here. There's only gonna be one fire sale today. So it's gonna be the day 168 fire sale. It's going to be 60% off, and it's going to be to Ultra, Basic, or Pro. I recommend the Pro subscription, and this is going to be forever. So it's 60% off forever. We're going to use customer-facing codes. This is going to be day 168, and we're going to limit this to 10 customers. So if you guys want to get BridgeMine and use BridgeSpace, which is, I'll just do a quick demo. So this is BridgeSpace right here. This is my ADE. This is the best ADE in the world. What you're able to do is I can manage all of my workspaces over here on the left, manage all of my agents in the same place. I have a browser tool. where I can manage a bunch of browsers. I even have a design tool here where you can select different HTML and do whatever you need there. The editor also is very useful. And then Bridge, I want you to launch 3 Claude Code agents and give them prompts to do a deep dive on the security of the BridgeMind API. So we're going to make this better. This is also going to be definitely a focus, but this is Bridge. So it launches 3 Claude agents.
3 Claudes up, diving deep on BridgeMind-API security.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it literally will prompt for you. But yeah, it's a really cool ADE, and it's just going to get better and better. But I'm going to create this coupon. So day 168, it's only going to be redeemable to 10 people. Usually it runs out within like 30 seconds or 60 seconds. So if you guys are interested in BridgeSpace, now is the time. Use coupon day 168 for 60% off forever of whatever plan you get, Ultra, Basic, or Pro. Day 168. I'll drop it in chat a couple times. How do I use a lot of agents at the same time? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Like, you just have to give the agents different tasks, and they're able to do like a pretty good job. Yeah. Okay. Looks good, looks good. All right, let's go check to see if that, you guys remember that bug that we had? Let's go, like the bug that we had in the web app. Let's go see if that one's fixed. Okay. It looks like it is. Okay, one thing I do want to check though. Confirm upgrade. Okay, that worked. Okay. Okay, great work. I now need you to proceed with updates respectively and launch sub-agents to get all of this completed. All right, also guys, we've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the giveaway. So if you guys are interested in entering a $25 Bitcoin giveaway, all you have to do is make one comment in the chat and you're entered. How do the credits work? So we're going to introduce a CLI tool, and I think that's going to be like one of the large uses for credits. But right now, the credits are used for this voice agent. Okay, so watch this. I want you to launch 3 more Claude Code agents in this workspace. Why no Apple Silicon build? There should be an Apple Silicon build.
3 more Claudes are up.
Wait, what do you mean no Apple Silicon build? Hold up here. Apple Silicon build. Hold on. This was just reported by someone. What does he mean, why no Apple Silicon build? Okay, wait. What do you mean, why no Apple Silicon build? Okay, wait. I have a question for this guy. Beat my stack. What are you referring to? Because that sounds like a bug that would need to be fixed. Okay. All right, also guys, here is just for anybody wondering, so quick revenue update. So here is what the chart looks like for today. So shout out to everybody that just took advantage of the coupon. So we're up to $3,326 so far today. Yesterday we made $2,731. So far today, $3,326. So shout out to everybody. Like I said, if you guys have any issues or bugs, literally just submit them right here. Submit them in here. There looks like there's a couple. Okay. 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 Okay, when I complete a subscription in BridgeSpace, it will send me to here. Okay, guys, we gotta do the giveaway now. The timer's up, so let's do the giveaway. Where is the Nightbot? Nightbot. Where is it? I do this every stream. Okay, here it is. I found it. All right, $25 Bitcoin giveaway. Choose a winner. All right, Alexandru Honor. Congratulations, you just won the giveaway. You just have 35 seconds. 35 seconds to enter. You just gotta basically say anything, or else we're gonna have to re-roll. All right, 35 seconds. He's got 3 more seconds. We'll give him a bonus 5 seconds. Rip. Okay, we're gonna have to re-roll. All right, re-roll. Fame. Forgy. Fame Forgy. He's gonna have 35 seconds. Fame Forgy. I think we're gonna have to re-roll, chat. Oh no, we're gonna have to re-roll again. He's got, we'll give him 40. We'll give him 40 seconds. 5 seconds. All right, we're gonna re-roll. Re-roll. All right, Coco Loco. Coco Loco. All right, you got 30 seconds. Oh my gosh, 10 seconds. Coco Loco. You have to send a message. Oh my gosh, all right. We've never had this many rerolls. All right, we're gonna reroll. All right. The Jumper. People just, they don't want Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin like worthless now, or what's going on? The Jumper. What is going on? Oh, okay, the Jumper. He got it. He got it. Okay, W Jumper in the chat. All right. All right, so all you have to do, man, the arena, let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go, dude. All right. All right, cool. This is fixed. Cool. Perfect. So we did fix that bug from Seekin. Thank you for responding, by the way. So we said that we did fix that bug. So all you have to do is... this is the winner of the $25 Bitcoin giveaway. Just send me a DM with your Bitcoin wallet address, and I'll get that money to you after the stream. All right. All right. Did we submit that prompt, by the way, chat, for the dispatch? Okay, yeah, we did. Okay, it's updating. Also, just a quick revenue check. Let's do a quick revenue check, chat. So here's the Stripe dashboard. Oh, I have too many tabs open, don't I? Hold up here. Too many tabs. All right. So we're up to 20,500, and it looks like, yeah, we just broke through 11,000. Also, we just hit 400 subscribers, guys. 400 active subscribers in Stripe. That's awesome. So today we've gained another 27 paying subscribers for BridgeSpace and the BridgeMine ecosystem. That's awesome. Today so far, $3,500 in revenue. That's pretty good. But guys, here's the thing. we're gonna keep going up. We're gonna keep going up. We're gonna keep making these products better and better. We're gonna launch additional products, and like I said, retention at this point is just as important as finding them. So let's go over to bugs here. It looks like we just had somebody submit a bug. Only shows Intel and x64 when I download. Okay. Okay, so this is the guy that was saying that. Oh, you know what this is? You know what this is? This is actually so the guy that this is Beat My Stack. You guys saw that he reported this bug. So this bug here, let's see if GPT 5.5 can get this fixed. Let's log in and I'll show you guys what this actually is. So this is a bug that is hold on here. Let me go over here. And we'll go to account. And then we're gonna do replay onboarding. So watch this. So this is the onboarding process. It's very simple for BridgeMind. So you just get started and then, okay. So shout out to Beat My Stack. He actually just found a really good bug. So do you guys see how this says Intel? So it's definitely not Intel, okay? And then this one says Intel as well. Okay. So what we'll do here is we'll give this to GPT 5.5. I need you to do an in-depth review with a deep dive agent on this bug that we just discovered. Even though I'm on a Mac Silicon MacBook, it's showing to download the Intel version. This is not correct. Would you review this and make sure that this is fixed? I'm pretty sure that we do have on the front end of the website, this does work. So let's pull this up real quick and see this here, for example. If we go to the ecosystem, we go to BridgeSpace. This one here, you guys can see that you can, this one works correctly. It's not working inside of the BridgeMind web app correctly. I'm pretty sure it's working on the main site. Check out BridgeMind UI for reference and review how it functions, and then just make sure that you update the BridgeMind web app so that it properly recognizes the user's computer and shows them and gives them the proper download. Pinpoint what the exact bug is and fix it. All right, so let's fix this. No, I'm checking the chat. Never mind, DeepSeek. I've got 2 Claude Max subscriptions. All right, wait, hold up here. Okay, people are saying free Coco in the chat. Oh, I see what you guys mean. Just hit me up in the Discord. I'll get it sorted out. Okay, I just launched the BridgeSpace subscription. I am trying to launch a team swarm of 5 members. All of my CLI agents are launched except Codex. Can you tell me how to fix it? So think big. So it would be really helpful if you join the Discord. Here's a link to the Discord. So join the Discord community, and then there is a this here. So we're doing bug hunting. That's actually on the list of goals for today. Bug hunting. So if you go there, here's a. So go here. EMV. Okay, it's. I thought we'd fix that one. Okay. I will say Codex is definitely crushing on some of these bugs. I need you to do a deep dive on this and update it so that it does show .env files. Okay, Loki said, I just bought Ultra for annual, paid $420, showing support and love. It's me, CCan, in the Discord. Thank you, CCan. Also, yeah, just let me know. I appreciate you showing me what you had. I'm pretty sure I got all of your issues that you reported to me fixed, the API key issue, and then also the, what was it? It was the Bridge Voice issue as well. So I appreciate you for reporting those because I got them fixed up within like 30 minutes. So thank you. Okay. Okay, so we already fixed this one. This one's working. Continue working. Let's check out this dispatch one. Okay, great work. Are we ready to test this? Or give me a quick summary of where we're at. Okay, guys, I'm gonna make a tweet real quick. This model is definitely crushing. So I'm gonna make a tweet real quick. GPT-5. Okay, I'm just gonna make this tweet. Yeah, so it's crushing pretty much every bug that I'm giving to it in one shot. Yeah, I mean, I think that GPT 5.5 is actually really good. Just today, I've been using it for these bugs, right? And even like back to that one example about Claude Opus 4.7, it's been getting pretty much every single one of them right. So that's what I'm seeing so far on this is like, it's just like absolutely crushing it on that. So I'm gonna submit this here. Go run this tweet up. I think people should be able to know about this. Here's the tweet that I just made. Go run this up, chat. So yeah, I just said I've been testing GPT 5.5 all day today in my workflow. It is actually really good, crushing pretty much every bug that I submitted to it in one shot. I even had a bug that I submitted to both Claude Opus 4.7 and GPT 5.5. GPT 5.5 was able to find it and fix the issue, while Claude Opus 4.7 suggested 3 potential causes that were all incorrect. And what I'm referencing there is this issue that I showed you guys earlier in the stream, where I literally gave it, I actually started it with, I gave it to Claude Opus 4.7 first, and it suggested these 3 issues here that were all incorrect. So do you guys see this? Hold on, where is it? It was, if we go up a little bit, it literally gave me 3 issues that were all just nonsense. It was like, well, maybe your environment variables aren't set, or it was these right here. You guys can literally stop the stream and read them. But it gave me these 3 options, right? And they were all incorrect, while Codex was just like, oh, yep, it's this right here, and it fixed it. So So Ali said yesterday you told us that GPT 5.5 was mid and it did not pass benchmarks well. So here's what I will say, Ali. I told you guys yesterday that I did not have enough time to actually give a good recommendation of it. Yesterday, I think that what I was saying was more so that like with 5.5, it's not the leap that everyone was talking that it would be. And when you look at the benchmarks, like if we go back to GPT 5.5, check this out, guys. So if we go to GPT 5.5, check this out. So this is what I was referencing yesterday, okay? So if you go to this blog post that they made, this is what I was referencing yesterday that I was a little bit disappointed in. And I think this is what comes through. So this is how it performed on Sweetbench Pro. So look at just this here. So it's not a leap because I think that it would be doing better on Sweetbench Pro if it was more of a leap. So what I look at here is you're going from 5.4, which is at 57.7 to 58.6. That's not necessarily a leap. On Terminal Bench Pro, GPT models are just in general good at Terminal Bench Pro. Or Terminal Bench 2.0, sorry. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I was looking at this, but yesterday, for example, I had I was live for 3 hours. You need more time than 3 hours, and that's why I haven't put out a video yet on GPT 5.5, giving you guys my official opinion yet, or like kind of going through everything that I've built with it and done with it so far, because you need more time. Because yeah, I'm not the type of guy that you guys aren't gonna see a thumbnail unless it's literally just a meme of me doing this, you know, and saying that GPT 5.5 is insane. Unless I actually just do it as a joke. But you know, what I'm seeing is like, hey, that's a pretty impressive example. I think the dispatch here. Okay, hold up here. Oh, wow. So apparently Google's going to invest up to $40 billion in Anthropic. Okay. Okay, this one's still working here. The platform detection one implemented the fix and verified it. So here's the exact bug. The web app was treating Navigator user agent like Intel Mac OS X and Mac Intel as proof of an Intel Mac. Apple Silicon routers often still report these legacy strings, so the app generated BridgeSpace XDMG. Okay, great work. I now need you to run npm run build, fix any build errors, and then commit all local changes to the dev branch and the main branch, respectively. How long have you been making this product, and how many failed ones did you have before this one? So yeah, so that's actually a really good question. So as you guys know, this is not my first startup. I've been vibe coding like consistently every day for over 3 years now. So I started out, you guys can see some of the bookmark, like the books on my shelf up here. So I literally started, I'm self-taught. I went to Purdue for finance. I literally have 7 credit hours left at Purdue University because I just dropped out because I think a college degree is pretty much worthless in 2026. Just my opinion, but at least for me, it's worthless. I'm not going to go get a job at like some financial institution, but that was the way that I was headed in life. But I started to teach myself how to do software development, and I started like with reading textbooks, and I started on Code Academy, if you guys know what that is. And I started just writing code line by line, right? Like normal. So I was learning HTML, React, Node, Python, CSS, all the normals, right? MongoDB. And I had been doing that for about 6 months, and then AI exploded onto the scene. And I'll never forget when I was in my college dorm room and I wrote like my first Python script that worked. I didn't know how to do what I was trying to do, like write it actually in Python, but I used ChatGPT, and ChatGPT did it correctly for me. And I was like, oh wow, like AI is probably the future of software development. And I remember like talking to my brother on the phone and being like, dude, like I think that AI, like you're gonna be able to do all this stuff with AI. And you know, I was like really passionate about it. And my brother's like, all right, dude, like whatever, you know? But I just remember like when my friends, I had a bunch of friends, right? And my friends in college, like they would just be like, dude, shut up about like ChatGPT and like AI and stuff, right? And honestly, I lost like some friendships over it, to be honest, because I was like all into, you know, entrepreneurship and AI, and they were like into like girls. So, you know, there was, I kind of lost all my friends, if that makes sense. Like I was just like, I don't really feel like going out to like parties and stuff. I just want to like work. So when I was 20 years old, that's when I started to like really get into all this. And my first startup was when I was 20. It was an influencer marketing platform, and we actually got over 1,000 influencers on the platform. And I had a couple brands that were on the platform, but that startup, for example, that one failed. Like it was just like a crappy platform, and I was 20 years old. So I think what a lot of people don't realize, they fail to realize. Okay, KMAD said the DMG for BridgeSpace Bridge Voice is not working on my M2. Can you check it out? So I think there's an issue, KMADs. If you downloaded it from, I'm assuming that you downloaded it from the web app, and I do believe that we just solved a bug in the web app. I think we just solved this bug. So shout out to, what was it? He said like rate my stack or something like that. Shout out to him, because I think that we do have this fixed. Here, I'm gonna drop in 2 links for you though, because it's possible that you did download the Intel versions, because it was detecting the Intel on BridgeSpace, or at least the web app. So go here, go check this out. So go check this link out, and then go check out this link, because this one does have the correct DMGs. I think the other one potentially be incorrect. So I just dropped a bunch of links in the chat. Sorry, there's a Bridge Voice link, and then there's also a BridgeSpace link. So you just need to go to those 2, and that should solve your issue. And then also in the web app, it's also deploying the fix here as well. So, okay. But yeah, I mean, GPT 5.5 is doing a really good job of bug hunting. This is also a really a cool use case here, is that, hey, you can now use GPT 5.5 to create images for you inside of Codex. I'll probably cover this on my video tomorrow. I'm going to do an official review video tomorrow so that everybody gets like my condensed thoughts of everything that I've accomplished over the last 2 days with it. But, you know, just the ability to like literally create images and infographics in your site, this is actually really impressive. And we built this UI. This is all done by 5.5, right? So what is BridgeSpace? What is BridgeSwarm? Yeah. Yeah, this did a really good job. Whoa, how when I scrolled up there? Also, let's go check. I think mute the app so that there was a why is the performance bad here? Okay, Bridge MCP. Apparently there's a blank space somewhere in here. Oh, I think we already took care of it. Have I tested DeepSeek V4 on BridgeBench? Yeah, it scores dead last. It's an awful model. Awful model. Would not touch it. They fell off. DeepSeek fell off. Hard. Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, we hit 600 likes. Thank you, guys. You should launch 5 Opus 4.7 agents to solve the GPT 5.5 bug bounty. Click setup guide in MCP. All right, hold up here. Setup guide. Oh. Oh. I gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. All right, well, let's do this then. We'll do this. I need you to completely remove this section because it's blank. Nice. That's so easy. So that's the design tool. It's really nice. Yeah, I mean, the benchmarks, you can't even listen to the benchmarks anymore, like, at all. Because the benchmarks, right, like, let's say that they're running the model through a benchmark, right? Like, they're using the model, like, that is the baseline model. But I think that what we see when you're talking about, like, let's say Kimi K2.6 or something like that, a lot of the times when you use the model and you use it, like, from these Chinese providers, which, no hate, just what I experience is that their compute or whatever they're using is just not very, very good. So I find that the Chinese models are not as reliable, and in a lot of instances, they're like pretty much unusable. So that's what I see from DeepSeek v4. It's not surprising. I experience it a lot with a lot of the Chinese models. They're just not very reliable, is what I'll experience. Dumick said, how is 5.5 today? Yeah, it's totally one-shotting these bugs. It's one-shotting bugs. We're about to see this one here. Hold on, let me log in real quick and see if we're still getting that error on onboarding. All right, let's go over here. All right, replay onboarding. Okay, that hasn't deployed yet. Okay, would you make sure that this is all fixed? Okay, great work. I now need you to make it so that users can actually select multiple different HTML sections and give them their own specific prompt. So, for example, they should be able to select one HTML section, make a prompt for that section, and then click on another section and be able to make a prompt for another section. And then when they submit the prompt, it should submit it all together with the different prompts pertaining to the different HTML sections. All right. Do you like GPT 5.5 better than Opus 4.7? I will say what I've done today so far with 5.5 is it has been one-shotting feature requests like very well. It's the speed issue that used to exist with Codex. I'm not seeing it anymore. I'm running this in high, and it used to be practically like on high, it was like very, very slow. I will say that with 5.5, it does seem like they've done a very good job in speeding it up. Whoa. Why is that back? Hold on, this one. Don't mess up my Git work tree, please. There you go. But yeah, I mean, I think that there's always going to be a place for both. So you guys I'm using GPT 5.5 more today because I wanted to test it out. But, there's like different things with 5.5 that it definitely is outperforming Opus. The best example, and this is just one example, right? But the best example from today is definitely this example. And I'm actually going to screenshot this because I think that it's worth to put in my video that I make tomorrow. But you guys will get to see this a little bit prematurely here. It's this one here. So look at this. Wait, it's up a little bit more. Okay, it's up here. Okay, so this is the perfect example right here, chat. So do you guys see this? This is the perfect example. So I'm going to screenshot this and highlight this to you guys, okay? This is probably going to make it in my video, but so I gave it the exact same prompt. Opus suggested like 3 ridiculous potential like causes of this bug. whereas GPT 5.5 just found it immediately and fixed it. So that's just very interesting. Okay, Think Big said I purchased the BridgeSpace basic subscription for a year by mistake. Actually, I wanted the pro subscription. Does the V3 coupon still work if I upgrade now from basic to pro? Yeah, it'll work. And let me know if you have any issues at all. Literally, guys, any issues, any bugs, just let me know. The big thing that I'm focusing in on is like retaining subscriptions. That's going to be the biggest thing, because hey, it doesn't matter how much MRR you get if 50% of your revenue churns. So there's gonna be like some interesting bugs because we just launched like BridgeSpace 3 with a bunch of updates and improvements. So if you guys find any bugs, literally just let me know and I will hammer them out for you guys within like a day. And if I don't hammer them out within the day, I will make sure that I work with you guys until they get done. I'll like work with you guys in DMs and stuff. I want to make sure that we get all this working for you guys. At the 6-month point of your journey, did you stop reading programming books and just start programming, or did you still watch YouTube videos or how to learn videos? Okay, that's actually a really good question from MTW in chat. So when I initially started learning, like there is a level of baseline knowledge I think you do need to learn so that you even have like an understanding of what you're doing, right? Like if you don't have a baseline understanding, it's pretty hard to even know what direction to go. But once you do get a baseline, you don't want to keep acquiring knowledge from like textbooks and stuff. You want to actually get that knowledge applied. So make sure that like, yeah, I mean, I would suggest like with my story, yeah, like once I got to that level of baseline knowledge, I then started actually working on projects, and I learned more from building actual real projects than I ever could have learned from just like reading a textbook, right? Because I remember like very early on in my journey, even like DNS records were tough. Like DNS records, I was like, what in the world is a DNS record? You know what I mean? And like, you'll kind of build up a base, and then all this stuff becomes easy where you do get to the point where you're like, wow, like all that work paid off, and it'll happen for everybody. But yeah, I think that there's some level of baseline understanding and knowledge that you need to know before you start building projects. But projects are really where it's at. Like once you start building things and hitting roadblocks, there's going to be roadblocks with everything. It's in the roadblocks that you actually learn. Not through reading a textbook, but textbook, that's sometimes needed so you can actually get that baseline level knowledge, right? Okay, BridgeMind web app. It looks like this has not been deployed yet. Okay, great work. I now need you to make sure that we actually get, hold on, is it master? What is this? Hold on, I need to get some changes deployed here. Web app. Okay, 5.5. Okay, you did cause some issues here in my Git review. You didn't actually get those changes submitted. Review what you did and make sure that you fix our issues. We want to make sure that we get this merged and deployed to the dev and production branches respectively. All right, so GPT 5.5, I do find it making issues with Git. So Pan said so far Claude 4.7 or GPT 5.5. I mean, I think it's hard to choose one or the other. Like, there's different trade-offs with both. I'll have a video out tomorrow doing like a complete summary of basically everything that I've done in the last 2 days with 5.5. My goal is like, hey, I don't want to put out a video like 3 hours after the launch and say this model is insane. Like this. If you guys see this, hold on, this will be the video that comes out tomorrow. Somebody made this in the Discord. It's so funny. Look at this. So who knows? Maybe this will be out tomorrow just as a joke. I don't know. No, I'm not gonna put that out. But GPT 5.5 is actually, it's been doing a really good job today, is what I will say. It's a little bit more expensive than 5.4 was. It's actually twice the cost, which is definitely a factor. But there's other elements where I still think that Claude is gonna be better in design. GPT 5.5 is much faster than 5.4 was. At least while I'm using it, whatever they did with the harness, it's a lot better there. It's been crushing bugs today, just absolutely crushing bugs. where one shot. But then there's interesting issues like this one where, yeah, it's kind of struggling to get my Git changes deployed, right? Stuff like that. It's kind of an interesting issue, but how much can I use BridgeMind in the Pro plan? So you're gonna get pretty much unlimited credits. So currently credits are used for this voice agent. So we're making this agent better. You guys are gonna get to see this agent get significantly better. The agent, which is called Bridge, that's in the workspace. Currently, this is like V1 of that agent. It was just introduced with BridgeSpace 3, but like if you guys haven't seen this, it's pretty cool. I want you to launch 3 Claude Code agents in this workspace. So,
1 sec.
You guys can see it
Done.
launched.
3 Claudes up.
So it launched 3 Claude codes, and then you can then prompt it to actually do the prompting for you. Okay, great work, Bridge. I now want you to submit system prompts in each of these agents to do an in-depth review of the SEO and the speed performance using the Lighthouse CLI of the BridgeMind UI. All right.
1 sec. 1 sec.
Yeah. So you guys see that? So it's able
Sent.
to prompt
All 3 Claudes on the BridgeMind-UI SEO and Lighthouse review.
Yeah. So then it'll come back to you. We're going to make this a lot better, though. You should pay for X business to get the badge. It would look epic. You guys think I should do that? Also, shout out to everybody up on Twitch. Shout out to Audi3D. Shout out to Spam. Shout out to Smeg. Shout out to InfoSec. Thank you guys for supporting on Twitch. Okay. So even this here, great work. Would you now do a review of their output and submit follow-up prompts with each Claude Code agent that you prompted?
1 sec. 1 sec.
Okay, so this is really cool, guys.
Follow-up sent. Told him to hit prod, report only, and proceed. They're rolling.
Yeah, so you guys can see that it actually does see the context of the terminals, right? So this agent, it's not only able to like submit prompts, but it's actually then able to see the context. And I'm really excited for how this is going to evolve over like the coming weeks, because I think we're going to be able to make it a lot better. So I'm very, very excited for that. And it's going to get a lot better. When are you going to upload the results of GPT 5.5 into BridgeBench? So that's a great question. So just so you know, currently they didn't make it available in the API, which makes it pretty difficult to benchmark it because it's not available in the API, right? So there's no way to really like officially benchmark it yet. So they'll probably put it in the API. Does anybody know when they said that they put it in the API? Spyro said, I have a suggestion. Since GPT 5.5 won't be in the API, can't you just plug it into Codex so it can do the BridgeBench this way? Yeah, a lot of people are asking me, is GPT 5.5 a lot better? I can just speak from like what it's done today. You know, as you guys know, it's like I don't want to hype stuff up. But I will say, I mean, like even like from today, we've had a very good session with it today. I would say that today's session was grounded a little bit more in like real work, whereas yesterday it was like we were like one-shotting HTML files because we were like all hyped up to test it, right? And I was disappointed in some of the things that it did yesterday. But hey, who really cares how well an AI model produces a single HTML file of an FPS game, right? Like those aren't really actual tests, in my opinion. So even like this one here, this one just solved a pretty good bug. We're about to deploy a lot of changes to BridgeSpace and Bridge Web App. So I think it has done a really good job today. Okay, and it is deploying. Everything is deploying now. Nice. Kimi K2.6 has been added to BridgeBench. You can go check it out. It actually does very well on BridgeBench. Let's actually go check the results out. Let's go to BridgeBench, bridgebench.ai. So the results of Kimi K2.6 are very good. It beats out GPT 5.4. Oh, actually, it doesn't anymore. Now it's in 7th place. Wow. Okay. So if you guys see, it's now in 7th. Yeah, literally Opus 4.6 is in the lead still over Opus 4.7. But yeah, I mean, Opus 4.6, Opus 4.7, and Opus Sonnet 4.6, all top 3. Then Grok 4.2. This Qwen 3.6 plus model is doing pretty good. But I'm pretty sure that there's one thing that's kind of carrying it. What is it? I think it's like hallucination or something. Hallucination's carrying it, and security's carrying it, I think. Can I run Composer 2 on BridgeBench? Does it have an API endpoint? All right, so here's a perfect example of GPT 5.4. Hold on, let's actually, can I edit this image real quick? Because I want to make an X post about this. I think this is a very, very, like, this should be very helpful for people. So can I do text here? I think I can do text. Yeah. All right, so this was Claude Opus 4.7. And then this here, this was GPT 5.5. So let's then upload this. Okay, so I'm about to make a tweet. I'm gonna explain it to you guys why I make this tweet, because I think that this is, and I'll submit this tweet in the chat as well. But this is definitely a very, very good insight for everybody to be aware of. So I had I had this bug, right? And I submitted the bug to Claude Opus 4.7, and Claude Opus 4.7 basically came back to me with like 3 ridiculous, like I literally saw the reasons that Claude Opus 4.7 came up. The number one reason is that my environment variables weren't set correctly, is the first reason that it said that I was having this bug, right? Which I knew was incorrect. And I actually knew, I had an idea in my mind of like, this is probably the bug. So I just added in a new subscription plan, which is an ultra plan to BridgeMind. And GPT 5.5 found it immediately. It said the smoking gun is this, and it just pointed right to it, right? So I'll just type this one out. So okay, so I had a bug and passed in the same prompt to both. And then Claude Opus 4.7 gave me 3 bogus so I'm going to be using GPT 5.5 for debugging moving forward. This is the biggest thing that I've experienced so far today. Okay, Alex said, now could Opus have found it if you cleared the context though? I find this to be the same issue with bugs. Cleared the context. Note that the context was the exact same as a fresh context window. Fresh context window. They were both fresh. So they were both fresh context windows. And this is definitely a very interesting example, I think. Yeah, I think that this is just a very interesting example. All right. I've got to get a couple things done on my end off stream chat. I've been going for over 3 hours. I wanted to go for 3 hours today, but we got a bunch of bugs knocked out. I'm going to get all of this deployed. So if you guys have BridgeSpace, look for update 3.0.11 because it's about to get shipped out. The next live stream is going to be on Monday, but I'm going to have a video out tomorrow, just basically an entire video on GPT 5.5 and basically a complete summary of everything I've done over the last 2 days. I just wanted to kind of get a better feel for the model. And I will say after today's stream, definitely interested in its capabilities for debugging. It just crushed bugs for me today. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for the support. And I will see you guys in the future.